Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. They've got a busy slate, so Skip, Shannon, let's get to it.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft, here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. Good morning.
Good morning, Jenny. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Somebody's just coming over to the right side day after day after day.
What right side?
The right side.
Yeah.
The side of the table. No tie.
Nah, well, you know, I had got batter on it.
Yeah.
All that cooking I did the other day. Yeah, me and Goat. Jenny missed a good old bit.
I am just
You did get
so
it.
bummed to miss it.
Is that how you... We shouldn't be doing this, right?
Oh, I know. We can't do that
Actually,
anymore.
that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do knuckles and not shake hands.
Not shake hands?
Yes.
Or like maybe we go
Yeah,
this
elbow,
way.
yeah.
I don't
Or
know. You
kick.
guys not going to do it?
Okay, we
I don't know if
kick.
I can go on like this.
We're trying to set the right example for those watching that you're supposed to do air fist bumps,
Okay.
right?
Okay. All right. We're going to leave it at that. The show could get weird. We've got a lot to get to today. Can LeBron sustain his MVP pace? Shannon, I see you shaking your head. And will Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving get the coach that they want? But we got to start with America's team. It has been 4 months since Jerry Jones told reporters, quote, "I don't get hand cramps when writing checks." And with the deadline to use the franchise tag quickly approaching, the Cowboys reportedly sent a new proposal to Dak Prescott's agent. Reports say the Cowboys have already offered Dak a deal worth $33 million annually with $105 million guaranteed, but that was not enough to get Dak to sign. So Shannon, in your opinion, how will this play out?
I believe we're headed towards the franchise tag. Now, it was just reported, Skip, the NFLPA and NFL Management Council agreed to extend the franchise tag designation until Monday midnight. So they got an extra, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Because the CBA vote won't come down until 12:01 Saturday night.
Correct.
Makes
So they're
sense.
going to give teams a couple of days under whatever happens.
Right.
Because this is, to me, bad news for the Cowboys
Right.
because
Yeah, you're
it
right.
sounds like it's just going to go back because I believe the deal will get ratified, the CBA,
Right.
and it will eliminate one of the tags, right?
Right.
good point.
So therefore,
Okay, so-
at least you could franchise Dak, transition Amari.
Good.
Now you're going to be stuck and you're going to be at the mercy, hoping Amari is true to his word, says, I want to be a Cowboy for life. Because somebody's going to throw a boatload of money at Amari Cooper. We know that, Skip Bayless.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
Okay, my button fell off. But anyway, with that being said, Skip, from me, the Cowboys sowed these seeds a lot last year at the Combine, Skip, when they said we're looking to get a long-term deal done. But what did they say with a caveat, Jenny? They said, hopefully Dak works with us. So before we even start contract negotiations, you're already trying to say, paint him in a light, well, if Dak doesn't agree to this or Dak doesn't give us a relief or hometown discount, he doesn't care about winning. Money is more important. How about let's start the negotiations? And behind closed doors, Dak, we really like for you to work with us. Now, if I'm Dak, I'll Heisman pose you. Ain't happening, considering I was a fourth-round draft pick, and I didn't get that big money up front. So I believe we're headed towards a franchise tag, Skip. And the thing is that they keep talking about these proposals. See, Skip, the thing is about fans, when they look at it, all they see is $100 million, $115 million, $120 million. That's not basketball money. You see a $150 million contract or a $200 million contract, said player will get every single dime. Baseball, we just saw Christian Yelich, 9 years, $215. He's going to get every dime. NFL, that contract ain't worth the paper it's written on. Because you and I both know, Skip, there's a reason why. Because, see, Skip won't, prime example, Skip won't the 49ers to go after Tom Brady. Why can they do that? Now, they just gave Jimmy Garoppolo $135 million because they can get out from under the contract with very little financial penalty. But see, if you had financial penalty, then you couldn't do, if that money was guaranteed, Tom Brady wouldn't even be a thought. But because it's not guaranteed, you have these teams playing, I'll do this, I'll do that. I don't like it. I don't know why they extended it another day, because all this does is help the teams. No, I want to hold your feet to the fire. Either you believe in me or you don't. And Skip, this tells me...
Unless you're Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, first cousin.
Right?
First cousin.
Unless.
First cousin say, hey, I got all my money from Minnesota.
Yep. Every last penny is guaranteed.
I got all my... And guess what, Skip? He up after this year.
Yep.
Kurt about to hit the market again.
Couldn't believe that.
And get more money. So, Skip, Dak, if I'm Dak, I'm going to be steadfast. This is what I want, and if you can't give it to me, do what you must. and I'll see you come training camp.
So, this is as bizarre a negotiation as I have ever encountered in all my years doing this.
Really?
Because it is so mysterious what is going on both sides. What has Jerry always said? When have you not known me to get one of these done? Meaning
Right.
I get every one of them done. But we're hearing less and less from Jerry and less from his son, Stephen. And we have heard zero from Dak Prescott and Todd France and CAA and his side of the story. We have heard zero. And I am astounded we have gotten this deep. I thought it was going to be, this Thursday was going to be the deadline, but now we got to go till Monday. We've still gotten this deep in an impasse, in a stalemate, with little to no reporting about what's actually going on between the two sides.
From Dak's asking price, what you mean, right?
Or either side
Right,
now,
okay.
because now, reportedly, we do have a second offer.
Right.
We had one just before the season started.
Correct.
And we think it was in the range of $33 million a year.
Correct.
And there's a lot of disagreement about how much the grand total was. It's somewhere just over 100, around 100.
Right.
But we still don't know how much of that would be guaranteed at signing.
Correct.
Which is crucial.
Correct.
Kirk Cousins was guaranteed at signing $84 million.
Yeah,
So the whole thing was just guaranteed.
Yeah, you good.
Okay?
Yes.
So we need to know that X factor figure. And as yet, we've heard nothing from the other side. So all we know is there was reportedly a second offer, and it was made sometime in the last week or so.
Correct.
There was even discrepancy over which day it was offered, but we think there was a second offer. How much was it? I don't know.
Right.
Nobody reported.
Was it less than the first offer?
It could be. Knowing Jerry, if he gets offended, if he gets his pride up, as he says, then who knows? He could backtrack on that first offer.
Right.
Okay, so now we're stuck with two sides who are mysteriously incognito, and usually at this point, the mud starts getting slung, and we start hearing figures from both sides disputed by the other side.
Right.
Here's what I think is happening. For once, Jerry and Stephen are protecting their opponent in this negotiation because their opponent is their number one business partner. Their opponent is Dak Prescott, face of franchise. They don't want to start slinging any mud, throwing out any numbers because they don't want to damage the image and reputation of their business partner. So they're paying him the utmost respect whereas even with Zeke, it got a little ugly at the end, and Jerry was saying, Zeke who? And it got it got a little contentious, right? I can't remember if any real figures got slung around. I don't recall any. But right now, you and I, the three of us, we are shooting in the dark because we don't know anything for sure that is coming from the other side. So when I get back to the classic Jerry side, when have you known me not to get one of these done?
Right.
Well, maybe now.
That one.
Yeah, maybe
This
this
the first
one.
time for everything.
Maybe this is the first one because I don't know. I keep throwing out this number. What if Dak's side is saying, we got to get $40 million a year? And you say, come on, $40 million? But what if they say Mahomes is going to get 40?
Yeah.
We got to get 40 because we don't want this deal rendered obsolete in 2 years.
Correct.
Where we look back and say, what were we thinking? We look like fools
Right.
now. What if they're just dug in? They're entrenched, like trench warfare. We are at 40. Don't come talk to us until you want to start talking $40 million a year. And what if Jerry is saying, I got a responsibility to Cowboy Nation. I got a responsibility to my family. This is a family-run business, and at some point, I just have to be the guy to say no, because that's too much for that guy.
Yeah, Skip, you know, Jerry had a famous quote where he says, I've never gotten a cramp writing a check. You've never gotten a hand cramp writing a check in things you believe in.
Yep.
Now, when you begrudgingly wrote that check for the Dallas Cowboys, you believed that they were going to be more profitable even than what they were. So you cut that check. Skip, I don't care what Jerry Jones, I don't care what Steven says. If they believed 100% that Dak Prescott was the guy, there's no haggling. You think let me ask you a question, Skip. How much haggling is going to go on with Patrick Mahomes? How much haggling is going to go on with Deshaun Watson? Because those organizations believe 100% that's their guy.
I would agree.
Dak Prescott is also...
more so Kansas City than Houston, probably, but whatever.
But Skip, because Dak is looking at it like this. let's just say for the sake of argument, you take a quarterback in the 5th or the 6th round this year, and I get hurt. That's how he got the job. Now, if I got a contract that makes it very cap-friendly for you guys to move on, why would you pay me $30 million when you can get this guy at $800,000? That's what they did with Tony Romo. Why pay Tony Romo skip $15 million when we got Dak at $500,000?
Okay, I got it. So now, this is how I think Jerry is thinking right here, right now. I think that it's still sticking in his craw what he gave Zeke, because I thought he overpaid for Zeke's value, and especially the bang for the buck that Zeke gave him back this past football season. It wasn't quite enough. He had a good year. He did not have a great year. So I look at, he finally gave Zeke 6 years, $90 million, but 50 was guaranteed, and it averaged 15 a year.
Right.
Okay? And that's beyond the 45 guaranteed that went to Todd Gurley at 14.4 a year. So he went a little more and a little more guaranteed, a little more average annual.
Right.
And now we look back at the Todd Gurley deal, and I think Ram fans would tell you right now, that's a bust. Like that was way too much, yet that was the bar that got set for Zeke.
Right.
And you kept saying, well, you got to pay him more than Todd Gurley, and he did.
Because here's the thing, Skip. If you sign after a guy and you get less than that guy, what happens to the market? It comes back the other way. And so the thing is, Skip, I also believe Zeke's numbers was hurt because the Cowboys playing from behind so much. Skip, you get down 28 points. You get down 21 points. It's hard for you to run your way back into the ball game. You got to throw. So teams like, if we can get ahead, we can neutralize Zeke Elliott. It's like when they had the games close and you can use Zeke to your advantage is where Zeke is most beneficial. You fall behind like you did to the Packers or like you did to the Bears. You're not winning those games, Skip, because they neutralize Zeke and the advantage that you have in the running game.
Okay, I got it. But I kept telling you all year, the Zeke that I used to know I couldn't see. I don't know if he never quite got into shape, into sync, into rhythm. I don't know. And that's a fair point. Maybe they just fell behind too often. But there were too many none-yard runs on first down. Okay. There were not enough splash plays from him. There weren't enough explosive plays. There weren't enough 20-pluses. There was no 40 the whole year. And I thought he had a couple of 40s in him, and he had them in the previous 2 years.
But here's the thing, Skip. If you look at Zeke from his rookie year to the next year to the next year, those explosive plays that you're talking about, they keep doing this.
Okay? So I think Jerry keeps doing this when he looks at Zeke thinking, what was I thinking? What have I done? Did I overpay for him? Yeah, I probably overpaid. I still love the kid, and I still believe in him, but I probably overpaid. And that's making that check a little harder to write. Yeah. He is getting a little crampy. When he's thinking about that.
Yes.
Okay, so are we heading toward a tag? You think that's where we're heading?
Yeah, I believe so.
The tag for me is always the beginning of the end.
You know
they never go anywhere. It's like a dead-end street is a tag because nobody's happy with the tag. Neither side's really happy. The money's pretty great, actually.
Right.
And if you re-tag him again the next year, it's really good because Kirk Cousins has made a ton of money getting tagged twice by the Redskins. I
like to equate things to relationships. Skip, you've been in a relationship, and Dak says, I've been in a relationship with you for 4 years. Now you tell me you're gonna marry me, but we need to go one more year.
Yeah.
And then when I do that, one will say, okay, I'm gonna stick. Hey, thick and thin, we've been together for 4 or 5, no problem. And then guess what you're gonna tell me, Skip? We need to do one more year together. So 6 years, and you still haven't given me the ring. Dak Prescott says, hold on, Jerry, wait a minute. All this time, you still haven't given me the guaranteed money? Because above all else, Skip, let's just say for the sake of argument, and God forbid this never happens, let's say you think if Dak signs a contract that he doesn't, that's less than market value, and some unforeseen injury, Alex Smith, then what? The Cowboys are like, you know what, Dak? You did us a solid. We're going to go ahead and pick up all this contract, all 135. Yeah. We're going to give you that money. You think they saying that, Skip? No. So Dak has got to.
You got to get it up front.
You got to, Skip. I
got that, and I'm with you on that. So now Jerry looks at what is Dak's resume. It's pretty good. But again, you think you still have him below average.
Skip, I do not believe he's a top 5 quarterback, but his resume, Skip, if you compared it to Russell Wilson or some of these other guys, no. Russell Wilson in his second, he won the division in his second year, Skip. He won the Super Bowl. In his third year, he went to the Super Bowl and lost. Okay, if you compared it to the worst thing that ever happened was Tom Brady. Because Tom Brady, in his first 5 years, Skip, had 3 Super Bowls with 2 MVPs. So everybody that claimed out for that is terrible unless you're Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes seems to be ascending in that direction. But Dak, Skip, when you look at it, as a 4th-round draft pick, I was Rookie of the Year, I've won the division twice, I've gone to 2 Pro Bowls. Skip, that's a pretty impressive resume.
Okay, but I'm a way bigger Dak fan than you are.
Yes.
And even I couldn't defend what happened down the stretch. And Jerry's looking hard at this. Jerry's not a fool when it comes to this. And he knows that he made an offer that he thought was a pretty good one, and Dak and company said no. So Dak said, I'm going to bet on myself, because he's a tough kid with a real football backbone. And stubborn pride, which is what I love the most about him, which I love the least about him at this moment. But he says, okay, watch this, Jerry. And he goes out and plays 3 games that are off the charts against 3 below average teams. And everybody says, uh-oh, Jerry's in trouble. You know, the leverage is all Dak. And then coming out of the bye week, you know what started happening? The Vikings happened at home on a Sunday night, I believe, Sunday night. And I'm not putting that one on Dak, because they put the ball back in Zeke's hand at the end, and he went nowhere slowly. And they lost that game, but it went on the wrong side of the ledger. And then at New England, Dak couldn't make that one throw that would have gotten them over the top. And then Dak pretty much stunk against Buffalo on Thanksgiving on the biggest stage of the year. And then it just started getting worse after that. And you know what happened at Philly, at Chicago first, then at Philly. And Dak threw for a whole bunch of yards. You said there were empty calories, but he couldn't make the throw that got them over the hump in any of those games. And then he missed Tavon, as you know, deep open at Philly, and it was 17-9 was the final score. Okay, so you can't really sell that as real leverage, because Jerry's looking at that like, I don't know. Are you Patrick Mahomes? I'm not seeing Patrick Mahomes yet.
Well, no. The thing is, Skip, though, okay, 2 up, 2 down. Carson Wentz says, I have 2 division titles. Dak says, I have 2. We came into the same draft. I was Rookie of the Year. You were not. I've been to 2 Pro Bowls. I think Wentz has been to 1. Jared Goff has been to 2. So when you look at it resume for resume, Dak stacks up favorably. Now, whether or not he's I think in this situation, Skip, Patrick Mahomes is in a category by himself. I don't think anybody, all the other guys, Aaron Rodgers and Russ, they've gotten their money. So Patrick Mahomes is the only guy that's looking to get a contract within the next year. But he's in a class by himself. You got Deshaun. You got Dak. Dak is looking at it like, hold on, wait a minute. I don't really know what else I could. Yeah, obviously, Skip, you can go further in the playoffs and so forth and so on. But 2 division titles and a Rookie of the Year for a 4th-round pick, if Jerry Jones, if Stephen Jones say we knew what we were getting, they're lying. Because if you thought that, the same thing you said about Coach Belichick, if you believe Brady was going to be this, why didn't you take him in the 1st round? If you believe Dak Prescott was going to be this, why not? You're going to chance that to know this guy's going to do this.
Okay, but what did you keep telling me in 2017? No Zeke, no Dak, right? No Zeke, Dak got exposed. That's what you told me 29 times.
I did, Skip, but I still believe that they're trying to take this team from Zeke and move it in the direction of Dak. This is why you saw Dak numbers explode. They became more of a passing team. Now, a lot of that is byproduct of you falling behind, so you got to throw to get back into the game. Jared needs to talk about the defense.
Now that I agree with you. But in the end, the quarterback's record last year was 8-8.
It was.
So Jerry's looking real hard at that, saying, I don't know, $40 million a year, whatever it is.
So you want to just look at that, or you want to look at I've won 40 games since I've been here?
That works.
I'm 40-24. That's what I am, Jerry. I'm 40-24 with 2 division titles on my resume. And I think I need to be compensated because, if I'm not mistaken, Carson got that, and he has 2, but he ain't no Rookie of the Year. He's never thrown for 4,900 yards. I did that.
Even though Shannon Sharpe says he's way better than Dak.
Whoa, Skip. I'm just Skip.
Whoa. That's what you say.
I've said that.
On a consistent basis. You're in the Hall of Fame. Jerry's saying, well, I better
take that from my bank. So now Jerry listening to me. Now all of a sudden he's listening to me.
He might
No, it's not.
Okay, so I have told you before that my intel on Todd France is, I've heard from several people very close to the situation, he is overplaying his hand. But everybody I talk to says we can't condemn him for that because we still don't know what's going to happen. It might not look like overplayed in a year or 2.
Right.
But that's where we are. So this is where I am. Same place I've been all along. If they are asking for what even I would term unrealistic money and they will not budge off that, I'm back to my Tom Brady. Because if Tom Brady has quietly made it known to Jerry, yes, I would do that, because that would be a match made in Hollywood to me. Tom Brady with that star on his helmet, a number 12 with the star on his helmet, and Roger Staubach.
No, Roger said no. He didn't.
Give up his number 12. Gladly unretire number 12 for Tom Brady. Then I'm saying, why not? Because Jerry is in the win now business, because all Jerry seems to ever talk about is his mortality.
Yeah.
I think he thinks that he's lived a hard life. You know, he's gone hard at it the whole time, on and off the field.
Yes.
And that maybe he doesn't have that much time left in this life.
Skip, when you win as much as Jerry did, early as Jerry did, maybe you start to think it's going to come easy. Now you win 3 Super Bowls in 5 years, and now you haven't gone back to the Super Bowl in 25 years. Yeah, it starts to sink in, Skip.
It does.
Whoa, is this going to happen? Again?
Mortality.
Yes.
Right? So Jerry's also always very intrigued by box office. You can't get bigger box office than Tom Brady wearing a cowboy uniform. That guy who's on the screen right now, he is really good at what he does, but he's not box office. He doesn't sell in and of himself. Tony Romo sold as box office because you never knew what you might get.
Because he might fumble the ball, Skip, run around, and all of a sudden he'd throw a touchdown. Did you see that?
506 and then throw it to Danny Trevathan and end the game with the
had to watch.
Skip, players are very competitive. Don't think for a second these owners aren't competitive. Because Mr. Kraft came in the league 5-6 years after Jerry Jones. And in Jerry's time, he's got 6 of them things to Jerry's 3. And Jerry sees that. For the longest, the Cowboys right there. We got 5 Super Bowls, us, the 49ers, the Steelers, and then all of a sudden the Steelers got 6. The Patriots got 6. And we've been stuck on 5 for 25 years. Jerry, Skip, it would do. You know what, Skip? If Jerry won the Super Bowl, Jerry said, you know what, God, come on, call me home.
He would.
I'm good.
I would agree.
I'm good. I don't need nothing else.
I would agree. Just one more of
That's
those.
it. That's it.
So, again, this would be the ultimate plunge for a guy known for plunging, Jerry Jones. That's how he made his stake to buy the Dallas Cowboys, plunging in the oil fields. And he lost his shirt a couple times, and then he could buy a whole lot of shirts after that, right?
Skip.
Okay.
In the pool, Skip, look, you just got to dive in. You can't stick a toe in. You got to dive in. And just know you're going to come out on the other side okay.
The ultimate plunge would be Tom Brady, because what you...
No. See, there you go.
Yeah, but what it would force you to do is you would have to get to the precipice and leap, because you would have to release that guy. That's what you'd have to do, is right here, right now, you'd have to call Todd France and say, wish we could have done business, but you're free to go do business with...
Todd said, okay. That's what I want to be on the open... Jenny, as a free agent on the open market.
No, but...
Think about it. The guy that Dak Prescott replaced got what? Because he was free. He was about to hit the open market, and to keep him from doing that, they said, we'll give you this. Dak Prescott on the open market? Can you imagine? Ooh!
Well, conversely, Tom Brady on the open market, can you imagine?
I can imagine. He's 43. He's 43.
He's not yet 43.
He's going to be 40.
Age of yet. August 3rd.
And the season hadn't started yet.
Let him be 40.
They will coincide at the same time. Am I right, Skip Bayless?
No mercy. After beating the reigning MVP on Friday, LeBron went toe-to-toe with the reigning Finals MVP on Sunday. And in an interview with the LA Times, Lakers assistant coach Phil Handy said that before the game, LeBron texted him and told him he wanted Kawhi as his defensive assignment. So, Shannon, do you like this approach from LeBron?
I love it. Give me that. The guy that says it's his town, making all these commercials. You're going to have to see me. And you have to see me in your home. Skip is a bad man. When I can knock on the door and say, hey, excuse me, is this where you live? Okay, I'm coming in.
I thought you said it was LeBron.
Whoa.
You've conceded the
No,
Clippers' own staples now?
Was that a home game for the Clippers or the Lakers?
That shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, they still live in the
I can't tell you.
I
told you we let you out for a little while. We let you see a little sunlight. Yeah. We lock it down 23 hours a day.
Were there more Laker fans or Clipper fans there Sunday? I think there were way more Laker fans.
Okay. Therefore, L.A. would be a Laker town.
Except for one guy who says it's his town.
He can say whatever he wants. I couldn't tell. Was it his town on Sunday? That was the opportunity. All these commercials that you've been running, you've been taking shots from a distance. Now you see me face to face. What's up? What's up? Kawhi? No, that ain't your turn. It's not your turn. Skip, look. LeBron James is sending a message not only to his teammates of what is expected, because, Skip, you're asking an awful lot of a man. You're asking a man to give you somewhere between 25 and 30 points a night. You're asking him to give you double-digit assists and get 7 to 8 rebounds and take a tough defensive assignment by playing against the other team's best player. We've never seen anything like this before. Nothing like this. They didn't ask Magic to take the toughest defensive assignment because he was running the offense.
He did sometimes.
No. He wasn't playing Magic. He wasn't play. He didn't play Bird.
Hey, in Game 7 against the Dallas Mavericks at the Forum, guess who he took? Roy Tarpley, who was unstoppable in that series. 7 feet, Roy Tarpley. And Magic said, I got him for Game 7. Go look it up. Okay, Skip, see if it didn't change the whole game.
Skip, that was one game.
Okay, but I'm saying he would do it on occasion. He would pick his spot and say, no, I got it.
LeBron, if they were to meet in the Western Conference Final, LeBron is going to have to take this assignment for the entire game. He's going to have to do it for the entire series.
And vice versa.
Yeah, but we already seen Kawhi. Kawhi got 0 assists. So they're not expecting him to run the offense, Skip Bayless. That's what Pat Bev is for. That's why they got Jackson. That's what they got him for, right?
When Marcus Morris goes 0 for 9, it's hard to get an assist, right? That means you got 0 assists off that.
You go. There you go, Skip. Look, he showed up for the challenge, and that's what you want to see. Skip, not only does he lead by, he talks like, Skip, everybody knows what LeBron is great, but they haven't seen LeBron like this. It started Friday. Giannis, you on deck.
He did. Yep.
Hey, Kawhi, you up next, bro. That's what he said. He didn't say that, but that's what he said on Friday. Now, come, let's do this. Let's dance. We here now. I love this. You know what this means, Skip? Ooh, but somebody is in a heap of trouble. Now, when they say a heap,
who?
You know who it is. Skip Bayless know who it is. You're going to have to deal with him, Skip. He's on the... Now, see, when I tried to tell you this, you talk about what they're supposed to say. I say, Skip, they weren't supposed to say anything. They said they hadn't seen him like this. Now, I talked to people close to him. Say, man.
Okay, so you saw the Lakers at some appearance that you made.
I did.
Now you're the insider.
Now you're completely disqualified. No. You're completely sold out.
No.
The object of this show is to keep an arm's length so you can have some objectivity.
I did.
Talk about.
I didn't take.
Now you have none.
I didn't take any personal photos.
Yes, you did. You posted them.
No. Somebody else posted those.
Oh.
That wasn't me. It's
sure?
on my page, but it wasn't me. I didn't ask her to do that.
He's not even hiding.
AD told me. AD said, let's get a picture together. What was I supposed to say? Skip, okay, hold on. Skip Bayless, you say all the time when people ask to take pictures and talk to you and sign autographs, you do that. So why would I look, AD said, let's grab a shot together. Why would I say no?
It's an easy way to buy your objectivity, right?
So you're telling me
now
AD approached you.
Yeah, me and AD, we made eye contact. This is how I was, Jenny.
Okay, so that's the 19th time we've brought up the appearance with the Lakers. I got it.
Skip,
Should we go for 20?
I was
once, going twice.
I was gathering information for the show.
Yeah, for your information for the show. Now it's my turn.
Go ahead.
Let's see what the statistics say about what happened between LeBron and Kawhi, because I do give LeBron credit for texting Phil Handy, his assistant, saying, I want him. And I also give Kawhi similar credit for saying quietly, because he doesn't even have a social media account, quietly saying, I want 23.
Right.
Because they did guard each other quite a bit in this game. So on 18, this is what the stats say. On 18 possessions, LeBron guarded Kawhi. What happened on those 18 possessions? Kawhi scored 6 points, not a whole lot, but he made 3 of 4 shots. 3 of 4, and he missed the one from 3. Okay, so he scored 3 2-point shots, and we know a couple of them were just wheel-in deals off where there was a blow-by dunk and a wheel dunk where he just claw dunked on him. Okay, so we get those two. And the team, as the Clippers, on those possessions scored 17 total points. Okay, so that's what happened when LeBron guarded Kawhi. Conversely, Kawhi took LeBron 21 times. So 3 more times Kawhi actually took LeBron.
Right.
And LeBron managed a grand total on 21 trips down against Kawhi. He managed 3 total points, 1 of 4, and didn't try a 3 on him. So 1 of 4, so he scored 3 points. Yeah, 3 points. He had the N1. So that's what happened. He got the 1 free throw. The Lakers as a team scored 14 points on those 21 trips. So Clippers scored 17 points on 18 and Lakers only 14 on 21. So whatever Kawhi was doing to LeBron was better than what LeBron was doing Kawhi. It's not much better, but it's some better. So I think Kawhi deserves just as much credit for nullifying LeBron on 21 times he scored three points. That's pretty great.
I disagree because LeBron James was able to do what he normally does. He got 3 more points than his average, and Skip Bayless, he got his average in assists because you have to understand, LeBron is not always just looking to score. He's looking to get others involved. Look at those 3 that Avery Bradley hit, Bron from cross court. Look at the 3 that AD was able to hit from LeBron. So he's asked to do a lot more offensively than Kawhi, which is just asked to score. Hence 2 rebounds. You mean to tell me you play 37 minutes and you 6'9" and you can't get but 2 rebounds?
Who's 6'9"?
Kawhi.
He is not.
Okay, he's 6'8".
6'7". Look it up.
Hold on.
6'7". LeBron's 6'9".
And he can't get but 2 rebounds, Skip?
6'9".
He had 1 rebound, Jenny, going into the 4th quarter.
Okay.
That's your guy.
6'9" could only get 8 rebounds in this game?
How many AD have?
I don't know. I didn't look it up.
Yeah, he had 9.
Did he?
Yeah.
So Kawhi Leonard in this game made 9 of 18 shots. That's 50%. In this game, LeBron James made 7 of 17 shots. That's 41%.
Okay.
So just shooting from the field, I think Kawhi did a little better than LeBron. So that's pretty good. In the 4th quarter, Kawhi still managed to score 10 points.
How many for my guy?
LeBron had 12, but
Okay.
that included a flurry of 5 once the game was completely out of hand at the end.
Skip, LeBron did and this is what people don't understand. LeBron did what you've asked him to do on so many occasions. LeBron, don't settle for the 3. Don't shoot the jumper. Drive to the free throw line. You and Phil Haberstroh came up with this stat. LeBron has changed it. He runs from the free throw line. He didn't run this time. He did what
It wasn't a close game.
Yeah, of course not.
It was not
because
a
we
close
opened
game.
it up.
Oh.
We opened it up.
Well, he'll go to the free throw line when it doesn't really matter.
Oh, let me ask you a question. Skip. Now, no. You said, LeBron can do this in the 3rd quarter. Let me see you do it in the 4th. Okay, he does it in the 4th. Well, let me see you shooting those 3s. Who could do? There's no pressure. He drives the ball like you've instructed him to do so many times before.
He did.
He does that, and then you criticize and said, well, the game was out of hand. You know why it got out of hand? Because we put it out of hand.
5-point flurry, but that jacked him up to 12 points in the 4th quarter. And by the way, LeBron still leads the entire NBA in 4th quarter shots attempted.
Where is he in 4th quarter scoring? Wait, I mean, in order to score, you got to shoot the ball. I've never seen a guy that can score without shooting the ball.
Interesting. So my stats are telling me that on Sunday at Staples, Kawhi was telling LeBron, no, it's my town.
Really?
It's my turn. Because I think he did a better job on LeBron than LeBron did guarding him.
You know what, Skip Bayless? You're
Wow.
a big guy in this right here.
Interesting.
Skip Bayless, you're a big guy on this.
Yeah.
You said those stats and numbers, you close the book, throw the stats out. What'd your eye test tell you? What did your eyes tell you?
But Kawhi was really good.
Don't do that.
And by the way, he was really good on an off day.
Oh, he off.
The whole Clippers had an off day. They didn't come out with any energy or edge
How's that our fault? No, hold on. Did we not have to play at 12:30? Did we not have to spring forward the night before? So let me get you. I just want to make sure I'm hearing this correctly. Only the Clippers had to set their clocks up the night before.
No. It was an early game for everybody.
Oh, and guess what? And we put foots to them.
And LeBron had a fire lit under him. And I think mostly that fire was not lit by the Kawhi commercials. I think it was lit by somebody named Clint Parks, who is the trainer for Kyle Kuzma. I think that's what stuck in LeBron's craw because he got called out right after the Christmas Day game in which the Lakers were up 7 with 6:35 left in that game, and they just disappeared. And Kawhi took that game over and scored 9 down the stretch.
Yeah.
And
what did he do down the stretch?
They pulled away.
What did he do this for?
Yeah.
And this time here, LeBron.
Now back to Clint Parks. What did he post right after that? This is the day after Christmas. Ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Watching Kawhi highlights from yesterday, all caps, nobody wants to speak on how sharp his skill set is compared to LeBron's. It's clear who's really in the caps lab and who isn't. Let me hear the excuses. I'm on vacation. I got nothing but time. Turn the film on. Somebody was dodging smoke, capital smoke, yesterday, and it wasn't Kawhi. That is the all-time call-out from the trainer of one of your teammates, who then immediately tweeted, call a spade a spade. And he said, oh, it's just a coincidence.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
How many points do you think LeBron could score if he could go a game without getting any assists and just 2 rebounds? How many points? I guarantee you it'd have been more than 27.
Okay, I'm just saying the reason he texted his assistant, basically, I want him, is because of Clint Parks. That's the all-time call-out.
No, Skip.
For the guy you called the GOAT?
Sometimes it's about the message that's being sent.
Wow. Huh.
I'm sending a message to my teammates. Okay, guys, it's time now to start mentally preparing to let's go compete for a championship. Let's go win a title.
Yep.
So I'm going to say, I'm the leader of this team.
Okay.
I'm going to show you.
Okay, so I'm going to give you this. LeBron wanted this game far more than Kawhi wanted this game. That's what it was. It boiled down to just that.
Okay, so who wanted to open tonight? Who wanted to open tonight?
How much help did Kawhi have on Sunday? Because LeBron got help as in 6 threes from a guy named Avery Bradley, who on Christmas Day made no threes and scored a grand total of 2 points. He scored 24 points and made 6 threes.
Is Paul George any good?
Are you kidding
Is Paul
me?
George any good?
How about 6 threes?
Paul George.
Yeah.
Trae Young was 7 from 10.
So, in the Avery Bradley Memorial Game, which is how this will always be remembered, Kawhi really outplayed LeBron head-to-head.
No.
Well, I just gave you the numbers.
No.
You just did.
Numbers lie.
And I'm not saying anybody was great in this game, but
LeBron was great.
But Kawhi was a little better.
No,
than
he was
LeBron.
not. The eye test. Skip, you say eye test.
Yeah.
You said you were an eye test guy.
Yeah.
Now, I need your eyes. Now, either get your eyes fixed or tell the truth.
This is... my eyes are reading these numbers. Boy, they look.
No.
Screaming.
No. But see, guess what, Skip Bayless? Unless you had closed caption, you can't see no numbers on the TV. You got to watch what you see on the TV, Skip Bayless.
By the way, Phil Handy's an interesting guy for those who don't know, because he's been an assistant in 5 straight finals because he was with LeBron in his second stint in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then, weirdly, he went to Toronto last year and helped coach Kawhi.
Right. So we know.
Then weirdly, even more weirdly, he came to L.A. to coach back with LeBron, right?
Yeah.
So he's LeBron's sort of strategic coach, defensive coach.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah.
And LeBron, I'm assuming LeBron really pushed to get Phil Handy back to L.A. because he trusts him, right?
Yes.
And so now he can help tell LeBron, this is how you play Kawhi.
We don't know how to play it. We just do what we do.
He spent a year inside Kawhi. He won a ring with him in Toronto.
Look here. Nobody.
Interesting.
Skip. The one thing Warren Buffett doesn't need is somebody how to tell him to make money. LeBron James is the GOAT. I don't need you to tell me how, because I already know how. I've been doing it for years.
Well, he texted Phil Handy that I want him.
That what Phil called us and said, what you want to do, Brian? I want him. I want that joker.
Wow.
The one that's walking around impersonating me in L.A., talking about he the king. I want that joker.
He wants that guy.
That joker outplayed him.
No, he didn't, Skip.
We're going to see him again, most likely. So April 9th. We got about a month away. This is a scheduled game. So we got plenty of time.
I might be there to that one.
Of course.
I might be there to that one. I might be to that one.
I think LeBron might load manage that night.
You know.
I mean, we probably have it sold up. I mean, we have it probably sold up. We are 6.5 games.
Yep.
No mercy.
Robert Kraft reportedly isn't going to get involved in negotiations between Tom and the Patriots. According to Tom Curran of NBC Sports, real negotiations have yet to begin, but Kraft, quote, will not intercede despite his long-stated preference that Brady retires a Patriot. He is committed to letting Bill Belichick decide the football future of the team. So, Shannon, are you buying this?
I am, because I said it earlier. I said I believe this time Brady, Mr. Kraft interjected, and Brady won. This time around, 2 years later, I do not believe Mr. Kraft would interject. Skip, because here's the thing. This is what's at play here. I believe all the other teams that are interested in Tom Brady can offer something the New England Patriots are unwilling to do. And what's that, Skip? They will give him more than 1 year. Because the Patriots could have made this, Skip, they could have made this a moot point. They could have said, here, Tom, here's a 2-year extension, or here's a 3-year extension. Still give him the $8 million and say, okay, next year be 25, the year after that be 27. They could have done that if they'd have wanted to. But there's a reason, Skip. He's going to be 43. Look, and I hate having to say this every time I talk about Tom Brady. Tom Brady has won 6 Super Bowls. He's gone to 9, and he was in every championship game for the last decade, seems like. But Skip, Take Brady off the back of the jersey and just evaluate him this. Oh, I'm glad. You know what, Jenny? Just came to my attention.
What?
Skip Bayless said the numbers. This right here, the numbers. The numbers say Tom Brady was 27th in completion percentage. The numbers say that. The numbers say Tom Brady was 27th in yards per attempt.
Okay.
The numbers say Tom Brady was 19th in QBR. Now, Skip Bayless, you love numbers. You just force-fed me numbers about Sunday.
Yep.
Now, I just gave you the very numbers that you turned and tried to use against me. Take Brady off the back of the jersey and say that his name is David Kicklighter. I like that name. Went to school with some Kicklighters. David Kicklighter is his name. And you say he was he's about to be 43 at the start of next season. He was 27th in completion percentage. He was 27th in yards per attempt, and he was 19th in QBR. And none of the other stuff matters because we're evaluating this past season. You want that?
Oh.
You signing up for that, Skip Bayless? Absolutely not.
I'm signing up so fast because let's read the rest of the numbers. That man was up against this last year, the sorriest roster he's ever had around him. Because last year, if we could look at this, he had a bunch of spare parts in his offensive line, then coached by Dante Scarnecchia, probably the greatest offensive line coach ever, and he is now retired a second time.
Because he know what's up.
I think he will stay retired. So Tom's thinking, do I want to go back to that? His run game, Tom Brady's run game last year ranked 18th in the NFL. Is that good? I don't think that's very good. The defense that you were raving about most of the year, once it hit Baltimore, that was week 9 at Baltimore, it got exposed. From that point on, it allowed the 10th fewest points. They were ranked 10th in points allowed from that point on. So they went from greatest defense ever to falling off the cliff.
Yeah, as I told you, they were never that.
Well, and they were 13th in rush yards allowed over those last 8 games. And then that quarterback that you say, what's the eye test tell you?
What'd it tell you?
That quarterback somehow lifted that sorry supporting cast into position to have the 2 seed in the AFC. That would mean you get a bye week ahead of maybe one playoff game to get to Baltimore, right? So the point is, he did this. He went 8 plays in 60 yards against the Dolphins to win the 2 seed, to put them up 24-20. If we could see how this looked, tell me what your eye test to tell me. These 4 completions you're about to see from Tom Brady. Here's the first one to James White. It's 8 yards. There we go. He looked pretty good in the pocket there. That's for 8 yards. Next one's just going to be a little 4-yarder to Benjamin Watson. That works. That looks like Tom Brady. Now, here it comes. It's 3rd and 4 at the 32. Here's to Sanu. Tell me if this looks like Tom Brady. Tell me if this looks like Tom Brady.
Are you going to protect him like that?
There you go. That worked. That's just Sanu for 22 yards on 3rd and 4. And here comes 3rd and goal at the 13. Help me out. That'll work. That'll work. And it's a touchdown. So that's the drive. That went 60 yards in 8 plays. And all of a sudden, you're up 24-20 with 3:53 left. Now let's see what Ryan Fitzpatrick, of all quarterbacks, does to the defense you were raving about all year. Because I'm seeing a whole bunch of completions in a row. 13 plays, 75 yards. There's the first one for 10. Then the next one is about to go for 9. That's good. Now it's 3rd and 1. Let's see what happens on 3rd and 1. Stop him. Oh, that's pretty easy. That's an easy 5-yard catch. And here goes a 24-yarder from Ryan Fitzpatrick against Belichick's defense. Oh, that's not good. That's on Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah, that's the defensive player of the year. Okay, the guys in the tell had to have one bad game.
He's just going bing, bing, bing down. Here's 3rd and 5. We're about to see 3rd and 5 at the 27. There's another big completion for another first down. Then we got an 8-yard completion. This is against Belichick's defense. This is for the 2 seed on the line. And then we got a 4-yard completion. Whoops. Now we got, here we go. This is it for the whole season right here. Season's on the line, 23 seconds left to Gesicki for a touchdown. That's what Belichick's defense allowed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight completions by Ryan Fitzpatrick to blow the 2 seed. That's what Tom Brady's up against, and that's why I don't really care what Robert Kraft says, because I think it's going to be Brady's decision. He's free right now. He's going to say,
Why is he free?
I don't want to go back there.
Why is he free?
Why would I want any of that?
Why is he free?
I don't want any of that.
Why is he free? They could have made it a moot point.
Good.
He couldn't have been free.
Good.
But you know what I did? What I noticed Were there any drives before that last drive that Tom Brady had? The one that you showed where he had 7 completions. Were there any drives in the game before that?
Well, sure there were, but he put them ahead 24-20. It was going to take a touchdown to lose the 2 seed, and you saw what just happened.
What about that pick six that he threw that put him behind in the ball game?
Yeah, okay, but he overcame that with another game-winning fourth-quarter drive that should have stood up. If Belichick's defense were half as good as you kept saying, they would have at least stopped.
If you don't mind me asking, you say after Baltimore, you said the Patriots' defense was 10th, allowed the 10th most points allowed.
Yep.
If you don't mind me asking, can you tell the people at home where the Patriots' offense ranked after the Baltimore game?
They ranked for the year dead last in separation.
No.
Tight ends were dead last in production in the league.
Skip.
How can Tom? You can't fault Brady for that.
Well, Skip, you keep talking about he was playing with spare parts.
It was miraculous. He took that junk and put it in position. That junk to be a 2 seed.
But see what you did, Skip?
Be the 2 seed.
You keep saying Brady was playing with spare parts.
Yeah.
He was playing with spare parts because he all of a sudden turned into a shade tree mechanic. He was not the guy that he once was, because this is what I noticed. You talk about they were 18th in rushing. I never heard when they won the Super Bowl against the Rams that they led the playoffs in rushing. He didn't mention that. That was Tom Brady.
Okay.
You see, hold on, wait a minute, Skip, wait a minute. You didn't mention any of that. All these parts, you never gave Edelman, you never gave the guys that Brady was winning championships with the blame that you give them when they lose.
Okay.
Why is that?
Because his number one receiver led the NFL last year in drop passes. Julian Edelman led in drop passes. You never bring that up.
Skip.
How can you overcome that?
Skip.
It's hard, man.
It's hard to believe that a guy's not going to drop a bunch of passes when he has a bunch of passes thrown to him. So it happens. He's in
a broken down shell of himself, and that's all you had to work with.
Now all of a sudden, he's broken down. Super Bowl MVP. Now, 1 minute, Jenny, we having a discussion, he's in the Hall of Fame. The next minute, he's broken down.
And,
all because of Tom Brady.
And furthermore, back to the premise of this discussion.
Yes.
There's no way Robert Kraft doesn't want Tom Brady back.
That's not what he said.
What did we hear from Dana White the other day? He wants him back real bad.
What's he supposed to say?
Real bad.
What's he supposed to say? Dana, I don't want Tom. What's he supposed to say, Jenny?
Well, he didn't like Dana.
Well, he could say nothing. If he really didn't want him back, he could say nothing. He could just say, I'm going to stay out of this.
I want him back. I'm going to say that. But, Bill, do what you need to do. And, Bill, I trust. Now, Skip Bayless, look, at some point in time, Skip, we got to stop this. We got to stop blaming when Tom Brady plays bad. It's his receivers and his running backs' fault. When he plays good, Tom is great. That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna give these guys blame, give them some credit. Amendola and Hogan, they never got credit.
I always gave them credit.
No.
Yeah,
You talk about the term. Jenny, Google.
Wait, what? Time out. Was Amendola there last year?
No.
Was Hogan there?
No. All I'm saying, hold on, you didn't want those guys, remember? You kept making Amendola take pay cuts. Google
what do you mean?
Who does more with less. And there's a picture of Tom Brady.
That is not what shows up.
And now all of a sudden...
That's true.
That's not what shows up.
And now all of a sudden, he can't do more with less because he's less.
Because the whole expression changed. He was trying to do more with less than zero.
No.
Than zero. You have to add than zero on the end of it. Less than zero. That's what he had to work with last year.
See, Coach Belichick sits up there and he's running that tape back.
Okay, Shannon Sharpe. Should they have been the 2 seed last year from what I just showed you? Why not?
No. Because the Eagles should have beat them.
Okay, but they didn't.
Exactly.
So what am I talking about?
Because
did Tom Brady put them in position to be the 2 seed?
Did Walker Torn Wentz put the ball on the guy's hand, on Aguilar's hands? That would have tied the game. Did he do that?
It was a hard catch.
Oh, my God.
It was over the wrong shoulder. Well, it was.
I can't believe you, Skip Bayless.
Okay, but the point was, in the end, did Tom Brady do what he always does and put them in the catbird seat to be the 2 seed?
He called an L.
To get a week off.
He called an L.
Do you realize how much a week off, 2 weeks before the first playoff game would have helped this team?
It was inevitable.
Ooh.
Inevitable. That which is bound to occur. The unavoidable. Yeah. It was going to happen, Skip. He's not the same.
Boy, I can't wait to see you coming in here Monday after Monday next year saying, I don't know, he looks pretty good to me.
No.
Put some talent around him. Put some pieces around him and see what's about to happen.
You see,
it's going to be the biggest story in the history of the National Football League.
Tom Brady's greatness was what happens to Tom Brady's greatness, Skip, is that he always had less. Now, Because he can't elevate that less, you blame the talent.
He elevated it to the 2 seed. I don't know what part of that don't you understand?
Okay, he called the L.
Because of Belichick's defense.
So that's Belichick.
Again, just because it was Belichick's defense that cost him a Super Bowl against the Eagles. They gave up 41 points to Nick Foles. Are you kidding me?
If Belichick defense wasn't historically great in the Super Bowl, Tom Brady got Super Bowl number 4 loss. Because think about what he did, skipping the Super Bowl against the Rams.
Honestly, if Robert Kraft is as smart as I think he is, he's sitting back saying, I'd rather have Brady than Belichick right now.
I bet you didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I bet you didn't think of that. I bet you're not thinking that.
Gets complicated.
Skip, don't do that, Skip. Because without Coach Belichick's defense holding the Rams, the highest scoring offense in the NFL, to 3 points.
Jared Goff.
It doesn't matter.
Jared Goff got exposed.
Whoa. And so did Tom Brady last year. Thank you very much. I'm glad. Jenny, go ahead.
Another game-winning drive in the Super
What
Bowl.
was it?
If only we had more
5
time
straight
for this one.
completions.
No.
No mercy.
The NBA has been active in taking precautions due to the spread of the coronavirus. And one thing they're exploring is the possibility of playing games without fans. But over the weekend, LeBron weighed in on the idea of playing without fans in attendance.
Skip, when we move, they move. That's how it's ways, Skip Bayless. Look, I understand. LeBron is he wants to play for the fans. Skip, LeBron is also one of these guys that understands he's closer to the end than the beginning. And he cherishes every moment that he has to go into an arena and perform. At the end of the day, basketball is entertainment. LeBron James is the greatest entertainer there is right now. And so he understands that. And I think after an emotional game, Skip, in which they played in front of their home crowd, and the crowd is in a frenzy, and LeBron is in the emotion of it, he's like, man, play what? Oh, you think we finna come out here and play? I'm not playing. I think that was the emotion of it. I think if he understands with what's going on, that the commissioner has an obligation, not only to the Laker fans, but he also has an obligation to the rest of the NBA, is to not to put his players in harm's way. Yeah. And if he feels this is going to put them in harm's way, he has a duty to say, look, shut it down. And I think LeBron understands that. Skip, if I'm on Broadway, Skip, what I do, I perform. It's hard for me to perform, Skip, if ain't nobody in the audience. That's what I do. I'm an entertainer. LeBron's an entertainer. He understands. Look, I understand that LeBron loves to play the game. He loves to compete. He loves being out there in front of the fans. But he also understands that there's sometimes things come along that are bigger than basketball.
Yep.
And this might be one of those things. I expect Commissioner Silver to do what's in the best interest of the NBA. And if that means canceling games or not playing in front of fans, well, he has to do that.
Yep, he does. So I believe if LeBron gets asked tonight the same question, he'll have a little different answer.
I believe so, too.
I think it'll be a little more sensitive to the situation. I think it'll be a little more nuanced because I believe that when he was asked that question at that moment, the gravity of this virus hadn't really hit LeBron just yet.
Right.
Maybe now it will. And I get what he's saying. In a perfect world, a virus-free world, LeBron wants to play for a packed house because that's how he learned to play basketball before. He's never not played before a packed house, and that goes back to like junior high, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So now he's thinking, I can't play without the fans there. I live for the fans and my teammates. Okay, I get that. This might be a brave new world we're facing right now. We don't know where it's headed.
Right.
But if it is headed toward no fans in the stands, if that's what is required, then he will be required to play basketball because there are millions who might be homebound who need to be entertained by one of the great entertainers ever, LeBron James.
Correct.
In fact, I can make a case he is the greatest basketball entertainer ever, all things considered. I always tell you, with LeBron, every game, there's some subplot. There's something going on. He is the drama king, a lot of times in a great way, because he's in a force field of drama, dramatics. And so I love LeBron games. I'm not going to miss a LeBron game.
I'm not either.
Yeah, I went to Vanderbilt UCLA baseball game the other night. Started at 6 o'clock, and I told Ernestine, that was number 2 versus number 6, and it was a big deal. But I said, I'm not going to miss the tip-off of the LeBron game.
Who won the game?
We lost.
Oh, hello. I know baseball, you didn't lose.
Kumar Rocker had a bad night. A rare bad night. He couldn't find the plate.
Right.
But we lost 3-2, and then we lost to USC 2-1, and then we beat TCU. So we're okay because we're still going to be top 5, and when all is said and done, thanks to Kumar Rocker, we'll probably win another national championship because no college in this whole America has more Major League Baseball players currently than Vanderbilt. None.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty big deal.
Well,
but the point is,
their alum must be chipping in.
So, but the point was, we exited after an hour and a half because I figured there was going to be a 7:40 tip-off.
Right.
And from Jackie Robinson Stadium to our place, I got back in 9 minutes, and I made it for the first dribble. You can ask Ernestine. I'm just not going to miss a LeBron game.
Yeah.
So the point is, again, I watch them all on TV, but if we have to just watch them on TV, so be it.
But see,
Maybe it's
for me, for you and I, it doesn't change anything.
Okay.
Because we watch it on television.
Okay, I got it.
LeBron said, this is like a practice to me.
Okay.
It's like I practice it because there ain't nobody here.
Okay, but you know what? Maybe for the good of the world, he's going to have to do that for a little while until we figure out how to stave off the virus. Right?
I believe if push comes to shove, LeBron James would relent. Like I said, I think the emotion of playing Milwaukee, it was a game, and the crowd was going crazy.
Yep.
And you feed off of that. That's why you've never heard anybody say, I don't like playing in front of my home crowd. They love that.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, exactly. And so I believe, like you said, now that we understand that this just isn't the common flu, that this thing is greater than we anticipated until we get our arms around it and find out what's going on and how do we secure it. Well, this might be the best approach, is that empty houses.
It might be.
And
it's already happening in Europe as well.
And I understand that, this is not ideal for LeBron because he's like, man, it's not like I got 10 more seasons to play in front of packed houses. I want to cherish this. I want to relish every opportunity that I have because I miss him. I guess I might well go into a game quick before they do that.
I'll throw this one last point out about watching games with no fans via television. The late, great Texas E. Schramm, who basically invented the Dallas Cowboys. He was their president. He was their architect. He was their visionary. Everything you see today in those uniforms came from Tex Schramm. And he used to tell me that he envisioned a day when your sport would be strictly a studio TV game, where he thought it was such a great game via television that at some point fans would say, I don't want to go fight the traffic.
Right.
I don't want some idiot screaming in my ear who's drunk. I don't want these crazy people around me. I just want to sit home in the comfort of my living room and absorb on my huge screen TV what's going on in the studio.
Skip, right? I think the thing is that you never know at a sporting event what you're going to see.
Yep.
And people still want the chance to say, I was there when he did that. Skip, I remember, I know you remember it also. You remember they did the game with no sound? They had no announcers. I think it was the Patriots and the Dolphins. I think that was the case. Skip, that was the worst game ever. I just sit there watching.
What do you know? You turn the sound down every game.
But Skip, I get it though. But back then I didn't. But now I can, it doesn't bother me. But I'm like, all you doing is putting up third down?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? I knew that wasn't gonna last. Everybody's always looking for the next, end zone cam, a pylon cam, or whatever, the yard markers, Skip, where you can see the yard markers marked up on the field of first down. So everybody was looking for something to catch on. I'm like, that's not going to catch on.
Okay. Well, all I know is if we're all stuck in our homes because of this virus, I want to watch LeBron play basketball, whether there's anybody courtside or not. I don't care.
Goats are tough.
Yep.
Yeah, they eat cans. So LeBron is looking at it like, ain't nothing going to happen to me.
Okay, well, I hope so. I'm knocking on wood for him.
The idea, though, that LeBron has probably never played, he's always had a crowd.
Right.
That's crazy to me. Like his entire life, people have always wanted to see him play. He's never done that.
Yeah.
That would be pretty unique. I think we just have to trust that the decisions made are in all of our best interests because really that's the only thing we can do. You want to hope that everyone's looking out.
Yeah, so I guess we'd be coming in because they want to be entertained.
So we're coming in. I think we're going to be here. I can confirm that I'm going to have to put up with these guys.
Remote from our homes, but right?
Every single day.
No. Let's give, I don't know about that, Skip.
Yeah, we can just get together and hang out.
I need something to get up for. Get up at 3 a.m. Skip.
Clearly, if we could set the alarms later, I'd be fine with that.
No mercy.
Well, Skip said something on the show yesterday that caught our attention. He said that Doc Rivers and Jerry West were actually relieved that the Clippers lost to the Lakers on Sunday, and therefore don't have a chance to sweep the season series. We're joined now by Fox Sports NBA analyst Chris Broussard, but I do have to start with Skip here.
Yep.
Make your case.
Okay, I do believe that the great Jerry West, who has been the architect of this Clippers team, just the way he's been architect in Golden State and with the Lakers formerly, I believe he and Doc sat back on Sunday night and sighed with relief, thinking, gee, if there ever was such a thing as a good loss, that was a good loss for us. Because let's do the hypothetical. Let's say they had won a third straight game against the Lakers. And let's say, for the sake of argument, that final regular season game, which is near the end of the regular season, let's say the Stars rest in that game on both sides. And let's say the Clippers somehow won that one and they go 4-0 into the playoffs and they meet the Lakers. All of a sudden, you're 4-0 against a team. Let's say you lose game one of a playoff series. You're like, uh-oh, what just hit us between the eyes? Maybe they're just different in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And in this case, the Clippers needed what happened to them because it wasn't a blowout loss. In fact, Doc said after the game, I couldn't believe we even had a shot given how we played because they came out flat. They came out lifeless. The Lakers played much harder, especially LeBron. He's diving for loose balls down the stretch. And with no emotion and no edge, Kawhi Leonard had a three-point shot with 3:06 left. And if he makes it, it cuts the lead to 4. Well, then you got a game over the last 3 minutes. He missed it. So LeBron took over late and they pulled away and won fairly handily, but it didn't feel like a wipeout. It just felt like an embarrassment for the quote-unquote home team, who were the Clippers. I think they did get embarrassed. I think they got refocused by this. And I think in the end, Doc especially will sit back and say, you know what? Kawhi held his own with LeBron. LeBron was great, but Kawhi wasn't bad either. So let's just go forward. We're ready for the postseason now because the last game probably won't matter that much to either team. So it's still 2-1. And if there's ever such a thing as a good loss, this was one.
Yeah, the last game won't matter, obviously. I mean, that's a triple back-to-back for the Lakers, so who knows who's going to play for them. And it's a back-to-back for the Clippers, so I would assume Kawhi and maybe some others.
They each have a couple of games left after that, but I don't think it'll
matter. So that fourth game will be irrelevant. I certainly don't think they went into this game thinking this might be a good one to lose.
No, definitely not.
Because I thought that was your point.
No.
Jerry West and Doc Rivers are two of the most passionate and competitive guys in the league. I mean, the stories of Jerry West hating losing and being so anxious about it are legendary. He couldn't even watch a lot of Lakers games when he was an executive for them. He'd have to leave the arena. So he hates losing. And when Doc had the big three in Boston, Garnett, Pierce, Ray Allen, he didn't take any attitude of it's good for us to lose some games in the regular season. They went 66-16, started 29-3. So they wanted to step on the Lakers' throat. They wanted to go up 3-0 on them, and then they could have lost the last game. Nobody would have cared about that. But they wanted the Lakers to go into their series in the playoffs, assuming they meet, thinking we really can't beat these guys. And they were surprised. I know this. The Clippers were surprised by the Lakers' toughness because they felt, and I felt, and I think a lot of people felt, the Clippers were tougher. Like, we hadn't seen AD muscle up and, take on the challenge with Patrick Beverley, with Montrezl Harrell, with Kawhi. Like, they had the Lakers looked a lot softer in the first 2 games. And I think the Clippers thought the Lakers were soft and we're going to bully them again and then get that mental edge for the playoffs. But obviously it didn't happen, and I think they were surprised. Now, once you lose, to your point, you do try to do what? Turn a negative into a positive. Right. And I do think they can look at this, like you said, and say, number one, all the points you made about, this could be good, but they were 10-0 when healthy. Now Doc can say, instead of guys maybe getting cocky or thinking we own the Lakers, now he can always point back, look, if we don't bring our A game, you know what can happen.
But that's what they could always trot out. Because the first game, Paul George wasn't there, and they could never get this lineup together. What they could always hang their hat on, nobody had beaten this lineup. Not only did the Lakers beat you, they beat you in your building.
Okay, there's only 10 games. It wasn't like 100 games.
Well, it's not my fault that Paul George and Kawhi can't stay healthy and they can't get on the court for more than 10 games.
Right.
But anyway, Skip Bayless, look, because see, here's the thing. Now, everybody was telling me the Clippers are just a better team than the Lakers. From top to bottom.
They still are.
I can't tell you.
I said that yesterday.
I can't tell.
I told you.
Because guess what, Skip? Guess what the narrative is going to be if they had won all these games? Can the Lakers actually beat the Clippers?
Oh, yeah.
That was going to be the narrative. And Skip Bayless was going to trot out here, they can't beat them. They had 3 cracks at them. Now, Doc was saying, I'm surprised we were in the game. Were you surprised you was in the Christmas Day game? You were down by 15. So what surprised you about that one that didn't surprise you about this
Day,
one?
the Lakers were up 7 with 6.5 minutes to
Yeah! And consider how bad you played, but you didn't think that because see, Doc tried to be all pop. Well, consider how bad we played. Well, the Lakers had to
I don't think they played poorly.
They didn't.
Like, I don't buy
they
that
didn't.
from Doc.
They didn't.
Because it was a nip and tuck game. It was a nip and tuck game.
They just
look
looked flat to me all day. The
No,
Lakers wanted that game way more than the Clippers did. They just
Lou
wanted
was
it
off, but Lou it can be off.
Yes.
Marcus Morris was
0
off.
for 9.
He's shooting 37% since he's joined the Clippers. He's shooting too much, too.
0 for 9.
Because those are shots that
totally
Kawhi
agree.
should
Totally
be getting.
agree.
Well,
Totally.
the
And
difference,
Paul
but here's
George
the
should be
thing,
getting.
Skip, is that he thinks they need his 20 points
Right.
like he was giving the Knicks. So he's coming in with that mindset. He's a piece, but he think he's the piece.
Right.
So I like keep on shooting, bro. Because I told you we got the best one. We got O'Keefe. He understands his role. He plays his role really well. Boom, boom, boom. That looks good for us. But I kept telling you, that guy, that 2-3,
Where
we got
would
something
2-3 have been without Avery Bradley on
let's hear
Sunday?
you.
Seriously, where would he have been? Avery Bradley on Christmas Day scored 2 points and made 0 3-point shots. It's just a complete...
And they still had a chance to win.
It's a complete
Thank you.
aberration. He makes 6 threes. He makes 4 threes just in the third quarter alone while LeBron was watching.
Chris, you know what I never hear? Chris, I never hear this. When Kawhi and Paul George struggle and Sweet Lou and Trez go off, nobody says anything about about Sweet Lou and Trez. Now, LeBron, the third guy, we not get a third score. Everybody say he's saying LeBron. LeBron was done without him. Y'all don't say that about Sweet Lou about to win 6th Man of the Year again.
Avery Bradley going to make 6 in a playoff game against the Clippers?
He might.
You really believe
Well,
that?
that third guy for the Lakers is going to be rotation.
Right.
One night it might be Danny Green. You know that well. One night it might be Avery Bradley. One night it might be Kuzma. It could be KCP. That's how their third guy is going to have to
You
be.
know how many nights I've sat watching Danny Green in a playoff game saying, "What are you doing?"
You know, before
I do remember those finals, though.
But you do remember he had the most threes in the NBA Finals until Steph Curry
and then
broke
what
it.
happened? Ray Allen happened.
Oh.
So it didn't work.
Yeah, it
right?
didn't stop that, Skip.
All I know is Jerry West and Doc said Sunday night, Avery Bradley made 6 threes and we still had a chance. That's what they were saying, and it's okay because they needed this team to get refocused. They don't want to go whatever it would be, like 30-0 with this lineup intact with the roster.
They're not going 30. No,
You know?
first of all, Skip Bayless, you didn't say that on Christmas.
Okay.
When we were up by 7 with 6 minutes to go,
won the
and Avery Bradley had 2 points. So what if Avery Bradley had given us 10? Instead of the 24, give us 10. See, you guys try to make it seem that the Clippers are head and shoulders like the Clippers are the 2016-18 Warriors.
I just told you
They're not.
What you wouldn't want to have happen is that what happened Sunday in game 1 of a playoff series. You would not want that because suddenly you'd be saying, they just punched us in the mouth. That's hard to come back from because those games really count. This one doesn't really matter.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter.
Now, all of a
It doesn't
sudden,
matter, Chris. You see that, Chris?
Doc can coach
Chris,
this team
over
now.
the day matters.
See, here's the thing with the Clippers. I think Kawhi was down 0-2 to Milwaukee.
Yep.
So he's tough enough mentally where I think if they had lost game 1 of the playoffs, he'd be able to bounce back. And in Toronto, he didn't have championship players with him either. So even though these guys with the Clippers haven't done it, he would have been all right from that. Look, my bottom line is the Clippers from Pat Beverly all the way up to Jerry West wanted that game. And they wanted it badly. And just like an
But
old...
they did not want it as badly as the Lakers wanted it. You could just
I
see
think
what
they
happened.
know that Patrick Beverly's bumping LeBron. They were just as hyped
I know
as the Lakers were.
I watch every Clippers game, and I knew right from the tip they just don't look the same. They have been blowing
No, they
people
jumped
off
out
the
to an early
floor.
lead. This is the Lakers, though. They're not going to blow them off the floor.
Yeah, they
The
did.
first two games, the Lakers, the first game, the Lakers had an early lead.
Mm-hmm.
The second game, they led most of the first three
It
quarters.
was tied going to the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden LeBron scores 2 and AD scores 0. That's
But
what happened
my
in
point
opening
is,
night.
just like you said, this game was close, which it was. The first two were close too.
Okay.
It's not like the Clippers aren't about to roll over the Lakers, and the Lakers aren't about to roll over the Clippers.
But that's what
this is going to be a dog
But people
fight.
talking about the Clippers like the Clippers are Golden State with KD, Steph, and
Right.
Clay healthy. They're not. And LeBron James, why you bumping your gums over there, Skip Bayless?
I'm bumping.
Guess
Yep.
what? The Raptors have a better record than the Clippers without Kawhi. So to think that Siakam and those guys last year were trash is disingenuous.
It's called the Eastern Conference.
Oh, now it's the Eastern Conference.
Well, you know it.
Hold
I
on,
know
hey,
it.
hold on.
That Toronto is a tough team.
Hold on, Chris. Who won the championship out of the Eastern Conference last year? Did Kawhi win it out of the West or the East?
Out of
Oh,
the
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Now keep that energy.
Well, he did win the championship.
Oh!
And he was the Finals MVP. I can't take that away.
But-
Here's the difference. And because this Clippers team is very good, but you mentioned it. The difference between this Clippers team and those Warriors teams LeBron was facing is that the Clippers play, they can't go, even though they have some good three-point shooting, they're not going to go on barrages like the Warriors where you kind of deflate. Like LeBron's coming down, he gets 51. He's coming down scoring at will. And they're raining threes to take
Did
away
you watch
from
what
his...
the Clippers did to the 5 previous good teams they played? It was over after a quarter.
Which one of those good teams is
They
Lakers?
did a-
That's what I'm saying. You comparing those
they
teams
did
to
a
the Lakers?
40-14
Who's
on
comparable?
Memphis.
Who's Memphis?
Huh.
They're comparable to the Lakers?
No, I'm saying they can do it to everybody else. That's their MO.
Yeah,
You
they
said,
can't
wait,
do
you
it to
just
the
said
Lakers?
they can't do it. They
No,
don't have
he
that.
said they can't
got
do it.
They shoot like Golden State shot.
Firepower.
They shoot like Golden State
Yeah.
shot.
When?
The Golden State Dynasty,
against all
they
the other
can't
teams. You
shoot
saw what
like
they did
Golden
to the
State.
Rockets. It
They're
cost
middle
you
of
a
the
case.
pack in three-point
Yeah.
shooting.
You do realize the Rockets lost by 20 at home to the Magic.
Okay, but
Yeah, Rockets
the
are
start of it
in
was the
serious
Clippers.
decline.
The Clippers left them for dead.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we might have left y'all for dead.
Did you see what the Clippers did to Denver? They just annihilated Denver.
Denver ain't in the class
Okay?
of the Lakers.
Well, I'm just saying
There's
they got
three teams
firepower.
in that class.
And
not
in the end,
three-point shooting
all that
firepower.
mattered to the Clippers was they sat back and said, if Avery Bradley can make 6 threes, you got it. Did you see the third quarter? I know the Clippers team, they did not come out of halftime. They just didn't even show up in the
Whose
third
fault
quarter. I
is
couldn't
that?
even recognize them.
I
Their
agree.
How
fault.
about giving other teams some credit for putting it on them?
Yeah.
That's what happened.
AD had 11.
Yeah.
Avery Bradley had 12.
The King had 0. The King didn't even take a shot in the third quarter. And
What'd he do in the fourth?
The Clippers got blown
What'd he
off
do in
the
the fourth?
floor.
And Skip,
All that matters is the fourth.
We talked about this. For the first time, LeBron's like, you know what? AD can do some heavy lifting. Avery Bradley, but I got you in the fourth. Now, you say the fourth quarter is the money
Right,
quarter. You
right.
say late in the game.
All I know is my takeaway was when Kawhi guarded LeBron, LeBron scored a grand total of 3 points. That's it.
He said
Period
Kawhi
in the
play-
story.
He said Kawhi played better than LeBron.
Yeah, well, no, I'm talking about head-to-head
He had
matchups.
no assists.
21.
Two rebounds.
Two
Wait a second.
rebounds.
21 possessions, Kawhi on LeBron, and LeBron went 1 for 4.
Skip, there are
18 possessions, LeBron guarded Kawhi, and Kawhi went 3 of 4.
Skip,
That's pretty
how about
good,
this here?
you know?
We played 3 less
So wait
minutes.
a second. You can take away that Kawhi did individually head-to-head outplay LeBron.
he
did
James.
not.
No.
Well, he just did.
Four
No,
shots.
I just showed you. I got the stats right there.
But what the
Sorry.
eyes? You an eye test
LeBron,
guy.
right,
Yeah.
come on.
You an eye
LeBron
test guy.
outplayed Kawhi.
I saw.
Kawhi's, it's going to be close because Kawhi's a great player.
Yes.
There is no way you could watch that game and say Kawhi played better than LeBron.
In
There's
head-to-head
no way.
matchups, he did.
No, the game. We talk about the game, Skip. They only played. So out of 100, so we gonna take out of 100.
Wait a second.
possessions.
You're bumping your gums about LeBron wanted Kawhi. Well, he
Wanted.
got him right
Wanted.
between the eyes.
Damn.
Even a
Way to
head-to-head
go.
matchup, Skip, you're driving into traffic. There's double teams. It's not one-on. It's not a one-on-one
Oh,
game.
but that's all. He wants to tell me it was all one-on-one.
All I know is we got that
Yeah.
dub. Where did they come eat at?
It's-
Where did they come after the game?
It's Kawhi
To
town.
get brunch.
Yeah.
Where did they come get
Kawhi
brunch?
town.
It ain't Kawhi time.
Yeah.
It ain't Kawhi.
Right
Right
LeBron
now,
shut that down.
Lakers have a
Kawhi
6.5
doesn't eat
game
out.
lead over the Clippers. We
Yeah,
got
he
20
doesn't.
games left here.
doesn't eat out.
How many games we got left?
20 games to go in the regular season.
Hey, Skip,
we
you
go.
know
We'll
what?
have
I should have
plenty
got them
more
extra
to
5
discuss.
cases on 60. I should have took them extra 5 on 60.
Don't
But you didn't.
overconfident.
You want 5 more and 75% free throws?
No,
I'll give you 5
Yeah, I
more.
don't think that
But
would
I
be
got
a
5 coming for 56.
Yeah.
I got 5
Chris,
coming for 56 wins.
Thank you
think
for
we get
being
that, Skip?
here.
All I care about is Jude.
No mercy.
In back-to-back games this weekend, LeBron beat the reigning MVP and reigning Finals MVP. At 35 years old and in his 17th season, he leads the league in assists and is tied for the lead in triple-doubles. LeBron has played more minutes in his career than any active player and all but 7 players in league history. Yet, he's led the Lakers to the top of the Western Conference by a wide margin. So, Shannon, other than you interrupting me, what is your thought? Can he sustain this?
Yeah, can we say that again?
Can he sustain this?
Of course he can. Pogo stick, Brooke Lopez. You saw that, Skip? That was one of them old Jaylen Brown's dunk, huh?
Really?
Y'all look at this, Skip. Oh, I want to see that one more time.
Wait a second. 17 years, no dunk contest, but he can still pogo stick Brook Lopez. 17 years.
Good point.
No dunk contest. Not one. Didn't have the guts to do one.
Skip,
Not one dunk contest.
Hold on. I could have sworn you came to me. Why is Skip interrupting me? Skip, it's my
context.
turn.
You actually handed off to me.
No, I didn't.
You asked me what I thought of that. I told you what I thought.
Skip, there's no reason to doubt LeBron physically. What has happened is that, Skip, he had something last year that he got the summer off for the first time in a decade. Now, if you remember his last year in Cleveland, he played all 82 games, played 37 minutes a game, and he was averaging 27, 8, and 9. And then come playoff time, he bumps that up to 42 minutes a game and went 34, 9, and 9 in 22 playoff games. And you ask the question, can he keep it up? Absolutely.
Can he?
Absolutely. And he got more.
Is he still in Cleveland? Oh, no, he's in his second year in L.A.
But
That's 2 more years.
Guess what happened, though, Skip? He had someone to lessen the load scoring, AD, because the first time in 16 years, for the first time in his career, he's not going to lead the team in scoring. So now AD lessened some of that load. Rebounding. He got JaVale averaging about 7, 8 rebounds a game. He got AD averaging 9 rebounds a game. Dwight Howard comes in and gives him quality rebounds. So now he doesn't have all that on his plate. Of course he can keep it going. And he's going to keep it going and going and going. So guess what, Skip Bayless? You and I are going to have a discussion in year 20. Can LeBron James win another title?
Really?
Because I got a feeling he's going to go take the thing back to back to back.
Really? Ooh, wow. Okay. So my partner across the table just said there's no reason to doubt LeBron physically. Yet the Lakers have announced that he is now questionable for tonight's game, sore left groin. Yeah. No reason to doubt him physically, sore left groin. So I have to ask this question. Is he or the Lakers, are they exaggerating the sore left groin? Or are they flat out fabricating the sore left groin? Or should we be worried about a sore left groin?
Question. Are you worried, honestly?
I believe he's probably fabricating the sore left groin, okay? Because he needs to load manage without looking like he's load managing. Because he says, I don't.
We don't.
When LeBron's healthy, LeBron plays. That was the quote of about a month ago, right? And that was shot directed right at the guy who now runs the town named Kawhi Town.
I mean, Skip, think about this, Skip. Tuesday, the Pelicans. Friday, Milwaukee. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Sunday.
Iron Man.
Yeah, so
Iron Man. Busy week.
We played the 7 most minutes. Now, when it's all said and done, we're probably going to pass Kareem. I feel very comfortable saying this. We're going to pass Kareem not only in career points, but also career minutes played. Let that sink in for just a second. Nobody that's currently playing has played as many minutes, and he's still giving you 25 and a half, 10 assists, and almost 8 rebounds a game in year 17.
Okay.
And you doubt that?
So what do I see if I look at the last 4 years? He led this league in minutes played in 2017. He led again in 2018. Last year, he was 7th in minutes played in the league.
Where is he at right now?
He's at 15th in the league, which is still top 20, which is still high minutes. High minutes.
Does he look like he's slowing down?
Is he leading the Lakers in minutes played? Yes, he is. He's a tick ahead of Anthony Davis, just minutes per game. He's 34-9 versus 34-3 for AD. So he leads his team in minutes played in year 17.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
Let me ask you a question. So did Michael Jordan ever lead his team in minutes played?
Don't ever put LeBron and Michael Jordan in the same sentence.
Actually, I put LeBron
Please
first.
don't.
You notice how I put LeBron first. I put LeBron first in that sentence because that's where he should be. Now answer the question.
Actually, Michael Jordan played all 82 games 9 times, and he played 81
But now
twice.
you criticizing LeBron James for playing in games, Jenny. I'm confused. Skip, help me out.
One guy was a freak, one guy, he's just a freak of nature. Yeah.
Skip,
Yeah.
you do realize this guy's played 17 years uninterrupted without having to take a year off, without having to take 3 years off. Imagine if he could take a year and a half off and come back fresh. Ain't no telling what he's liable to do.
I believe, I'm knocking on wood for his sake, I believe he's entering the danger zone at age 35, year 17. You're starting to ask for it. The higher the minutes go toward the playoffs, unless you scale way back over these last 20 games, you are entering the danger zone.
Ain't no danger zone.
Yep.
We built for this, Skip. Because you do understand, you know how engines, how they work, Skip. Because what happens is, like when you get a turbo, what you do is you have a cooling system.
Yeah.
Because what happens, the engine from going even faster, Jenny, it starts to heat. As the engine starts to heat, all of a sudden it starts to slow down. But we have a mechanism, Skip, that's built in. The more minutes we play, the higher we rev, the cooler we get. So we're able to extend our play time, Skip Bayless. So like that car you got, that fast car, it has a mechanism. It cools the engine so you can go faster longer. We got that same mechanism built in.
Do you?
God gave that to us.
Really, God gave it just to you. That's interesting.
Yep.
Lucky you.
God loves
I don't have that.
Yeah, don't do that, Skip. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that.
So the LeBron I'm watching has activated way early for playoff mode because he's been playing with playoff energy now for a couple of weeks.
No, All-Star. All-Star game. Because, hold on. Isn't that what you told me? The season doesn't start till after the All-Star break. Okay, now it's after the All-Star break, and now you complaining?
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying he's an older player. He is an aging player.
Don't nothing get old but clothes.
Yeah.
Don't nothing get up, we get new ones. So every year, Skip, he got that hyperbaric chamber. I got the exact same chamber that's coming next week. I got me a hyperbaric chamber. I'll be in that thing sleep. I'll be, better turn up.
Who gave it to you?
Don't worry, see, there you go. You always
Why don't you plug it? Give him a plug.
You really get one?
I'll be right.
Jealous.
I'll be running this like LeBron. I might go back for the NFL at 52.
We don't need
Make my
to come
comeback.
back.
Yeah.
If Jason Witten can play, I can play.
Really?
If Daz can play, I can play.
Okay. Well, I got to give your man LeBron this. He's got that highest basketball IQ. He's got basketball genius about him. He has figured out how to rest while he's shooting free throws.
Oh, my goodness.
He comes to a halt. He becomes the frozen one for like 5 minutes. He's resting.
Takes extra time, you're right.
It didn't dawn on me till last night. He's resting on free throws. I'm resting. Okay, now I'll shoot it, right?
Hold on. When the official hands you the ball, you have 10 seconds to shoot it. Is he going beyond the 10 seconds that's allowed of him?
Watch this. Watch this. LeBron, shoot it. Shoot it! Shoot it, LeBron! I can't watch it anymore. Oh, fine.
Watch this.
Swish.
Whew.
Well,
That extra breath.
just
really
wait until
sealed the
he has
deal.
to stand at that line with 2.3 seconds left and they're down one. He's got 2 free throws and he goes into that frozen one routine and he stops and he's thinking, uh-oh.
I got a feeling
My hands are starting to shake. I can't stop my hands from shaking. Now I can't even release. I got to release. I can't even release.
I got a feeling he might get fouled on a 3 and go to the free throw line and make all 3 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Tie?
And to win it.
Yeah, I'd bet 1,000 cases. 1,000 cases.
That'll be over for you.
Yeah,
That'll be over for
night.
you.
It was a Friday night. They were at Philly. Wasn't it 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was last year in Cleveland.
Yeah, last year in Cleveland. He got fouled. His 3 free throws to tie. And I'm like, it's over. I turned to Ernestine. I said, there's no way. And he missed the first one. Oh, well. But that's okay.
What are you going to do?
But he could rest
Never
on free
forget
throws. I
around
think it's
here.
ingenious.
No, he made the first one, missed the second one, then he had to miss the third one.
I think he missed the first
But that's
one.
okay. But your day coming.
okay.
Yeah. All this reckoning, but Skip ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
He ain't going nowhere because some people just have that extra.
Yeah.
That extra.
You realize.
Skip, you missed that one.
Yeah. You
Look
realize.
at this, Skip. This is what you call pogo, a 7-footer.
Yeah.
Now, you say Brooke Lopez is a great rim protector. Take that with you. Brooke Lopez will never be the same. Nurkic ain't came back yet. We dunked on Nurkic when we was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be coming back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Doesn't sit
Let that sink in for a second.
Jaylen Brown dunked on you.
We just dunked on the 7-footer.
Okay.
We dunked on the 7-footer.
You realize once we get to May, you won't even be able to remember any of this. You won't be able to remember the Clippers, Lakers. How did it go? Was it 3-0 or 2-1? These games don't really matter.
Let me tell you why we're going to remember. Because he's going to create new memories. That's what we do, Jenny. And for me, I'm not a nostalgic. I don't have a nostalgic breakdown where I reminisce and, oh my goodness. No, that guy create new memories every game.
He's going to win the regular season MVP, and the pressure on him is going to be all-time high.
Skip.
As he gets to the Clippers series in the playoffs.
You do realize that we won the regular season MVP and finals MVP twice in the same season.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was a long time ago.
And
This is year 17, Bron.
in the words of Sam Cooke, it's been a long time coming.
Yep.
But you know a change gonna come.
I'm wondering about that sore left groin. Is
There
it
you
real
go.
or
There you go.
imagined?
That
Real
matters.
or
It doesn't
imagined?
matter.
59 of a possible 62 games.
He
So
59 of 63 tonight. He's load managing. It's okay.
63. I
Brooke
don't know
Lopez.
if
Just
I
don't
go that
show
far.
up. Just don't show up at a Bad Bunny concert.
Brooke
if you
Lopez-
have the flu.
That is true. That
Brooke
was a bad
Lopez
look.
showed up at the
I will give
elevator.
you
What
that.
floor, sir?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to floor 20.
Yeah.
LeBron said, I'm going to 25. I'm going to drop you off here.
No.
Bam!
That's what happened?
Yep. Go get
Okay.
Kawhi, too.
Brooke Lopez can jump like 1
Oh,
inch off
no,
the floor.
Skip. Hold on. Brooke Lopez is like
1
top.
inch.
Brooke Lopez
He's got a 1 inch vertical.
Brooke Lopez is 7 foot tall. Extends his arm. He's over 8 feet.
That's what
he's
he
a
is.
great rim
That's
protector.
all he's got.
He's a top 5 shot block in all the NBA.
Yep.
So don't do that, Skip Bayless.
1 inch.
Don't do that.
You know it, and I know it.
Not that good.
No mercy.
Well, the Nets parted ways with coach Kenny Atkinson over the weekend, and team owner Joe Tsai reportedly decided to cut ties with Atkinson after meeting with players, and reports have surfaced that both Kyrie and Kevin Durant had influence in the decision. And according to Yahoo Sports, Kyrie prefers his former coach, Ty Lue. So, Shannon, what do you make of this?
Skip, you're not firing this coach that went to the playoffs last year, that had you in playoff position this year without running it by your 2 superstars. They might have not initiated, but they signed out. They were okay with it. That's how basketball works, Skip. It's different than other sports. You know, in football, nah. The superstar basketball players carry more clout than any other superstar in any other sport. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, these guys swing the pendulum of power. James Harden says, I want this guy gone. He's gone, Skip. James Harden says, I want a new coach. He's getting a new coach. That's just the way it works. But there seems to be a bad aura that follows Kyrie Irving. Now, I don't understand this, Skip. Help me understand. I've never seen a great player that his team seemed to play better when he does not play. Boston played better when Kyrie Irving wasn't on the court. Brooklyn plays better when Kyrie Irving isn't on the court. Now, I know KD is thinking that he's going to come back and everything's going to be okay, but you got to worry about, all I know, Skip, is Kyrie Irving stays hurt. Now, Kyrie Irving had a chance to be top dog for 4 years in Cleveland, and they didn't get anything. He goes to Boston, and all of a sudden, playing well, he gets hurt. They take off and get 1 game away from the finals. He comes back. Jason Tatum can't play. Jaylen Brown can't play. Marcus Smart can't play. Nobody can play. He goes to Brooklyn. They're in the playoff last year, playing well. Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert, everybody's playing well. Kyrie comes, man, we don't have enough. Man, we need. Oh, you just got there. They had a good thing going until you came and interrupted. Started complaining. DeAndre Jordan got a problem with Jared Allen starting, and he ain't starting. DeAndre Jordan is there because he is KD and Kyrie's boy. I get all that, Skip.
True.
But this situation, and now you want Ty Lue. You had Ty Lue as a coach. You didn't like Ty Lue. You wanted, oh, let me guess. He didn't want to play with LeBron. He wanted to run his own team. Well, how that's working? Now, I seen Kyrie at 2 stops running his own team. Now, KD's going to come back, and guess who's going to be top dog, Skip? He goes back to being Batman, which is the role he best suited for. But this is, I feel bad for. I don't know Kenny Atkinson from a can of paint, but this is not good, Skip. The guy, I'm not saying he coach Red Auerbach or Phil Jackson, but I think he deserved better than this.
So if Ty Lue is the coach of the Brooklyn Nets next year and KD is 100% healthy, you betting against Kyrie and KD and Ty Lue?
I ain't
betting against him?
I ain't betting against KD and Ty Lue.
Okay. That's all I need to know. That's enough, because I'm not betting against the 3 of them, because the key is Kyrie, because Kevin Durant goes as Kyrie goes. And I don't know why or how, or I don't get it. I can't sort of psychologically tear it apart, but somehow KD does whatever Kyrie says to do, because it sounded like the free agency deadline, he was just like, Kyrie said, let's do Brooklyn. Okay, I'll do Brooklyn. What about the Knicks? I don't know. Kyrie said Brooklyn, right?
Something happened, Skip.
Something happened. So what happened between Kyrie and LeBron was between Kyrie and LeBron. It had nothing to do with Ty Lue, because I think Ty Lue is made to coach these two guys. And they are not easy to coach.
Well, Skip, because once you coach a superstar,
Yeah.
it makes it easier for you to coach over because you've coached the biggest guy in the game.
You have. And he's not easy to coach.
No.
But Ty Lue did a really good job. It looked like it about put him away a couple of times.
Yeah.
Remember, he had to take a little time off?
Yeah.
And he said, it's just not easy.
It's not
right?
easy.
Okay.
Because, Skip, you understand that when you coach a guy like LeBron, and he's about to jump into this hornet's nest again with KD and Kyrie, what the expectations are. Getting to the playoffs is not good enough.
Nope.
Winning 50, 55 games is not good enough. When you coach guys like that, you're ultimately judged by championships. And that's why Ty Lue got gray hair. Ty Lue's not old as I am. But when you coach LeBron James and the expectations, Skip,
Yep.
So he about to have a head full of gray hair.
Okay? So those two guys, Kyrie and Kevin Durant, I like them both. In fact, I like them both a lot. And they're both deep thinkers, but they are two of the most oversensitive superstars I've ever observed from a distance. They are hard to coach because their skin is so thin. They take everything so personally.
Right.
Anything social media, we know what Kevin's history is on social media with burner accounts. They just take, Kevin's going to respond to any and everybody
Right.
on social media. Well, you don't think he's going to respond to his head coach?
Yeah.
So they're going to take things personal that they shouldn't.
Well, it seems to be, Skip, that Kenny Atkinson hold people accountable.
He
Because
does.
the game
Listen, Kenny Atkins is a tough guy. Maybe too tough for
Right.
his own good when it comes to those.
Right, because superstars, Skip, it's amazing how, you superstars in basketball, you handle them with kid gloves. The game that Karis LeVert goes for 51,
Yep.
and they doomed the Celtics,
Yep.
Dinwiddie got benched. Well, Dinwiddie would start. So now all of a sudden, he's like, no, you're not playing, you're not deserved to start, get your butt over here.
I agree.
And you notice, Skip, DeAndre Jordan started for the first time when Kenny Atkinson got fired.
True.
Is that a coincidence? They say too many coincidences are not a coincidence.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Okay. So you can't tell me that those two didn't initiate the firing of Kenny Atkinson. I think they were
They had a spirited team
yes,
meeting.
They did.
And everybody was
Spirited.
cool. And then KD chimed in and said something about the culture is not conducive
Yep.
for winning championships.
Okay. So Ty Lue has had some time away from being a head coach and that kind of pressure. He's getting to sit next to Doc and sort of revitalize
Yeah.
himself, refuel, restock mentally.
Yeah.
It's right on time.
Yeah.
I think he
And
can
plus,
win.
he about to come off the payroll of Dan Gilbert.
Yep.
So it's just in time to get him another big old payday. Get you about $8-9 million for like 4 or 5 years, Ty Lue.
I'm not going to bet against Ty Lue with those.
Oh, I love Ty Lue.
Yep.
That'll be my team because I like Ty Lue. So that'll be my team in the East now.
Really?
Yep. But you know I can't go.
Well, you got no use for Kyrie, right?
Where are you at, Kyrie?
I don't dislike Kyrie. Kyrie hit the shot.
Could we see that?
No,
I want to see that. You mean the shot that saved LeBron?
Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that.
He won him a championship. Look at this. I'm tired of all this. Just
love
let's
it.
end it right now.
I love how it's always
That's what he
available.
said.
Whenever we need to see
Look
it.
at this.
What about that block?
Well, that's contested.
What about that block?
Whew.
What about that block,
Look
Skip?
at this. Steph's all over him. That's good defense.
Skip,
He
if
almost
you don't
got a
mind-
little
Skip.
piece of the basketball.
Skip.
That's game over.
Hold on, Skip. Hold on. How tall
LeBron
is
needed
Steph Curry?
somebody to hit a clutch shot, and there it is.
Oh, so we
Thank
are
you.
we going to disregard the triple-double in Game 7? Are we going to disregard he's the only man in NBA Finals history to lead the team in every statistical category? So if they have a category that they keep Jenny, he let them in it. Points, rebounds, steals, assists, blocks.
Who made the shot of shots?
How did the shot happen?
Kyrie Irving.
How did the shot happen?
Yeah.
Block, the chase down. That's what it's known.
down.
That's what it's known as.
was-
You got the catch, and then you got the chase down.
It was a bicycle built for two. J.R. Smith undercut
Don't do that.
Iguodala. He cut him off the pass where Iggy had to say,
And then
whoops.
Jackson tried to get slick. You saw that, Skip? He tried to go up and just try to go up underneath.
Oh.
And LeBron go up with two
Oh,
hands.
now we're doing Reggie Jackson.
Oh, Reggie.
6'3".
Oh, Reggie. No. Hold on. You talking about Steph Curry almost blocked the shot. How tall is Steph Curry? 7 foot?
He's probably an inch taller than Kyrie. He is. He's 6'3" to 6'2".
Oh, wow. So how many great 6'3" shot blockers we know?
Yeah. Well, he was all over. That was good defense.
Yeah, it was better offense. Okay, Skip.
Biggest shot of LeBron's life, hit by Kyrie Irving.
See,
well, it was.
I just want to know one thing. Why is it that he
greatest comeback ever?
When he has teammates and the teammates do their job, they save his legacy. Did Steve Kerr save Michael Jordan's legacy? Did John Paxson save Michael Jordan's legacy by hitting those winning shots in the finals? No, Skip, stop this.
Michael set him up. He told him, this is coming to you, and you're going to make a 2-point jump shot.
First of all, the shot that Paxson hit, Michael didn't set nothing up. Horace Grant passed him the ball. Michael was at the other end. You see that, Jenny?
Okay. I hear you.
Bayless, you do realize that I watched the game. I wasn't at the game like you were, but I watched them very closely.
You do realize that Kyrie just wanted out of Cleveland because he just couldn't stomach LeBron anymore.
Skip,
that was just about LeBron.
He wanted to be number one, but what he's finding out, Skip, he's not the lead singer.
Okay.
He's not.
Well, he's just joined forces with a lead singer.
And guess what?
Like he joined forces with the best player on this planet.
Yeah, and guess what he goes back to be?
Yeah.
He tried to get his own movie. When the last time they did a movie with just Robin? When they did that, Skip, when they do that at?
Robin, I'd watch it.
Huh?
Yeah.
You'd watch it?
Yeah, sure. I'd watch
No,
Robin.
you wouldn't. You need Batman. But they do Batmans without Robin.
Yeah.
Don't they, Skip Bayless? They do that.
Sure.
Okay, then.
Yep.
So don't do that, Skip Bayless.
Kyrie feels like the kind of guy who needs everything to be just right for him to be
And
okay.
he still finds something to complain about.
That's what I just
He
feels like
probably
a
will.
lot of things.
And you know what? Nobody has a better handle.
Oh, no.
Nobody's a better clutch scorer than
But
that little guy.
you can't deny that.
Oh, but
And
KD, well, KD gonna start getting that shine.
No mercy.
with the deadline to use the franchise tag approaching, the Cowboys reportedly sent a new proposal to Dak Prescott's agent. Reports say the Cowboys have already offered Dak a deal worth $33 million annually with $105 million guaranteed, but that was not enough to get Dak to sign. So we're now joined by Fox Sports NFL analyst Mark Schlereth. Mark, good morning.
Good morning.
So, in your opinion, how will this play out?
Well, I mean, it'll play out when they actually offer him a real contract and they actually pay him what he deserves to be paid.
Which
I mean,
is what?
Well, I mean, you look at, first off, if these contract figures get out, they're sent out by the team. It's a way for the team to put pressure on the player, to make the player look like he's greedy. That's exactly what the team does, and I just find it reprehensible that that's the way they set their guy up. So let's make our player the enemy, not the team. So when you put out one of these contracts, I guarantee you there's a bunch of monopoly money within that contract that you have to look at as a player. Let me ask you, why would Dak Prescott take less money in guarantees than Carson Wentz and Jared Goff? Why?
Who signed before him?
Right, who signed before him? Listen, I was never in the position to set the market. Right? I was an injured guy from Idaho. I was never in that position. But Shannon Sharpe was in that position. And let me tell you what, from players, and I know this just from being in a locker room, players have egos, just like coaches have egos. Everybody wants to set the market, but it's more than setting the market because I want to be the highest paid guy. It's setting the market because I have a responsibility to everybody beneath me, right, to set that market so that the next guy that's up can usurp me money-wise.
And we keep it going.
Yes, and that's, as players, listen, we're going to get pummeled in negotiations with CBA and everything else because that's the way it is. And they understand that 65% of this league lasts for 3.4 years, right, and doesn't makes nothing more than minimum wage.
Yeah.
They understand, and they use that against us from a bargaining tactic. The one thing we have as players, honestly, is if you've got the ability to swing the hammer, you damn well better swing it because you owe it to every other guy in this league to do it. So the Cowboys, listen, it is not Dak Prescott's responsibility. It's not Patrick Mahomes' responsibility to give them to manage the salary cap, to give them a break on the salary. They have a cap manager. It's their responsibility to be fiscally responsible to manage their own damn cap. It's not Dak Prescott. I think it was Emmitt Smith that said, it irritated me. Emmitt Smith said, well, he should take less money and just make it back on marketing deals. Really? No. He should take all the money and then make more money on marketing deals.
You see?
He shouldn't take less money.
I've heard that.
That's garbage. And it's another way when you sit there and say, hey, Dak, well, we want to get Amari Cooper and we want some other guys. And, you got to take a little bit less money so we can. Baloney.
Yeah.
That's another way teams make you look like the enemy to your own fan base. So stop doing it and pay the guy what he deserves. Put that money out there that makes him higher paid than Jared Goff and Carson Wentz, and shut up, move on, and figure out how to manage your own cap.
What do you say to Tom Brady, who took far less than he deserved year after year after year and just kept winning Super Bowls?
I say that Tom Brady, I think there's a false narrative in that, too. Tom Brady signed a contract, and then you know what they did with Tom Brady? They kept coming back to him to renegotiate that contract and said, here's guaranteed money, here's guaranteed money, here's guaranteed money. And listen, if Dak Prescott signs this contract and a year from now, they say, hey, listen, man, we need some cap relief. That's called cap relief. We need cap. Tom Brady got all his money, all of it, right? All of it. And he gave them cap relief. If a year from now...
But he took far less than the market would have allowed him to take. He took like half of what he deserved.
That blessed Tom Brady's heart.
Yeah.
That's Tom Brady. I let Tom Brady do that.
Well, it worked.
But it worked for them. There's a lot of other guys that took less money, and it didn't work. So then what? So let's say, for the sake of argument, Dak Prescott gives them a discount, and he hurts himself like Alex Smith. Are they going to make that money up? What are they going to do, Skip?
Nope.
Why not?
But the marketing agreements will, oh, wait, that's right, he's no longer marketable because he doesn't play.
Okay.
Right. No.
Go ahead, Skip. I'll let you go. Stink already said everything I've been telling you for the longest, but go ahead.
I've gone through dozens of these contract impasses, these stalemates, and I hate them. But I've always been pro-player. As long as you tell me what the score is. I don't know the score of this one because I believe, against what you said, they have protected Dak's image through this whole thing. No one has leaked one word, one penny of what Dak is asking for. What are they dug in at? It may be $40 million. From what I'm starting to read the tea leaves, they're asking for far more than he is worth. And my partner across the table is not a fan of his, gave him Fs for most of his performances last year. So you don't think he's worth more than just slightly above average quarterback money?
No, not average. I think he's above. I said, Skip, my point all along has been, he's got to get more than Wentz. He's got to get more than Goff because he signed after them. He's got to keep the market going.
So the only figure I have heard that I'm going to even try to take to my bank is that they offered $33 million a year, which would be the highest average of any quarterback in football, including Russell Wilson, if you take the new money plus the old, because they extended him, and the average of that was $34.1 million, right?
But when it drags it down to like 31 and a half, maybe even 32.
It does when you combine the old plus the new.
No. But here's the difference, Skip. Russell Wilson doesn't have any more. He had years left on his deal. Dak wants all new money. He don't want no old when you combine it because that's the luck. Skip, if you let a guy run his contract out, the Cowboys knew after the second year, Skip, they should have got this deal done by the third year.
Okay.
Because you let it get to the end, now you're going to have to pay the premium.
Okay, but I feel like we're debating a game that we don't even know the score of because we don't know Dak's side of the score. If you could tell me right now, tell me what he's asking for.
Why do we not know Dak's side of the score?
Because they haven't.
Because they've kept it private. Why do we know?
Guess who else has kept it private? Jerry and Stephen Jones. They have not leaked it.
But who leaked the contract that's out there? The $33 million. What if that $33 million? What if that contract is completely backloaded? And so after the first 4 years, you're not making...
I don't know any other numbers. I only know $33 million.
You only know the numbers that the Cowboys put out there that they want you to know to make Dak Prescott feel pressure to sign because, oh my gosh, it's the biggest contract value year to year that we've ever seen. Baloney. It's monopoly money. That's how they do it.
Are we sure it's monopoly? Because I don't know. How much is guaranteed signing? That's all I want to know.
All I know is... what they reported yesterday was 105 total million that it's guaranteed.
That's all over the map.
Okay, but I've seen that. Well, it doesn't matter. I know this. Carson Wentz got 110 or 108, and
Goff got 112.
Okay, that is all monopoly money because all that matters is guaranteed at signing. All that matters is that Matt Ryan got $94 million guaranteed at signing.
Yes.
Kirk Cousins got $84. Those are the two top ones.
Right.
Tell me that number. And we got an argument.
That's what I would.
Okay, I don't know.
They might be offering $40 million.
They might be. I don't know.
And you know he's not going to take that, Skip.
Well, I agree. But what if they're offering some outrageous amount and Todd France and company are saying, no, we want $120 million.
How about this here? How about we we're just going to go along and see what the vote is on that new CBA. Because guess what they're going to do, Skip? Now, they're going to come back. They're going to talk to the guy that just came, the big boss, Shanks, just came in here and elbow bumped him. Now, they're going to the NFL going to make a call to Shanks. They're going to make a call to Sean McManus at CBS. And the guy, I don't know who runs the NBC. I don't know who runs the Mouse Network.
Okay.
They're going to say, we're going to need to redo these deals. So they're going to be more money out there. Now, the cap is already, 201? The cap has gone up 30% since Dak signed. What's the likelihood the cap stays the same over the next 3 years?
Right.
0. So Dak Prescott says, I'm not going to let you give me one of these little eyesore deals that looks good now, and in 2 years, everybody looking at me side-eye because I suppressed the market. I'm going to get market value.
Okay.
It's hard. We don't have both sides of the story. But until then, we debate until we know. Mark.
Let's go, Dak. Get that money.
Thanks for your time.
Get that money.
No mercy.
Trae Young became the fastest player to reach 350 career threes last night after making 6 of them in Atlanta's double overtime win over the Hornets. He needed just 140 games to break Damian Lillard's record, who did it in 142 games. So, Shannon, how impressive is this?
Oh, Trae. Trae. Oh, he had a shiver up in the State Farm Center last night. It wasn't even cold in Atlanta. They say the weather's been unbelievable, raining a little bit, but Trae had him shivering up there.
Really?
Yeah, he's special. I told you this, Skip. Yeah, he gonna be special. Little old ice Trae, getting them trays off. It's very, look, Skip, the game is different now. The shots that these guys are shooting with regularity, guys used to only shoot, Skip, shot clock was winding down or the end of halves, quarters. That was it. The shot that he and Dame Lillard, and we seen Bron hit a couple over the last, and Steph Curry. Skip, guys shoot these shots with regularity now like it's nothing. It's like a regular three-pointer for them, and they're shooting it from 35, 40 feet. I've said this before. I've lived in Atlanta for a quarter century, and I know the market very well. Luka might end up having a better career, but Luka wouldn't have played as well in Atlanta like Trae. Because of the fan base, Skip, because of what it is. We've had a black mayor going back to Maynard Jackson. So you come to Maynard Jackson and with Andy Young and Maynard Jackson and Bill Campbell, Shirley Franklin, Christine Reed. I don't know the lady now, Skip. I've been going to waste, but I know we have a black one now. In that market, Skip, Michael Vick. Michael Vick I don't know if the Michael Vick experience could have happened anywhere else other than Atlanta. That's what this kid is, Skip. I don't know how or why it came to be that they got a 6-foot point guard that they go crazy over. Who's who, from T.I. to Luder to 2 Chainz to the Migos. They're there in attendance all the time to see him.
Yeah, it's big.
Hawks ain't going anywhere, Skip. They're not going anywhere. But to see him and to watch him do that, he's the first. He did it on August 1st, March 1st, and he did it again last night. 31 points, 6 made trees. Come on, Skip. You know he's special. Say it with me. He's special.
He is not special.
Yeah, he is.
He is so overrated.
Oh, my goodness.
And to put him even in the same sentence with Michael Vick is blasphemy, because Michael Vick was so much better at what he did than this kid is at
Skip is only his second year.
Yeah, and stop it. I'm not a Luka fan because he's got all kinds of holes in his game, but he's a way better basketball player than Trae Young is. You know it, and I know it.
Taller.
So what are we seeing from Trae Young? He's wildly entertaining. I will give you that. And I watch a lot of his games just to sit back and say, wow, that was interesting. But you just can't win with wildly entertaining, because the problem is there are 12 players over the last 2 years who made 353s. Now, he's the fastest in a career to get to 350, but 12 have done that over the last 2 years.
Okay.
Trae Young is dead last of those 12 in three-point field goal percentage. So he's 34%. So he's shooting a whole lot of them. He's not making a high percentage of them.
I wonder what his average distance is on threes.
He leads the league in average distance.
Exactly.
He leads it by far in average distance, because that's what he does. So what did we see last night? What happened at the...
He was cooking.
He was cooking at the end of regulation. Watch him cook from the free throw line if we could.
Oh, my goodness. Skip, why you do that?
Up, no good. That was to win the game.
Okay.
That's the end. Up and No good.
But what did he do in overtime?
What did he do the first overtime? How did the first overtime win? Could we see that, please? This is the end of the first overtime. He gets a great look right there to win the game. That's to win the game, and he missed it.
Oh.
Clutch, not.
Skip.
But then what does he do to start off the overtime? Like just into the second overtime, what does he do? This is what he does. He pulls up. That's a logo three, and he finally made one.
that was
Finally made
That
one.
ain't no finally.
Yeah,
he
finally
started the first overtime with that. He had like 7 in the first overtime. Don't do that, Skip.
Yeah, I'm doing it because that was a bad game.
That was a great
part,
game.
And they were lucky to win. So what do we also see from Trae Young? In per game defensive win shares, he ranks 425th in per game defensive win shares. Think about
Say that again?
I didn't even know there were 500 players.
That's what I mean.
425th.
Yeah.
And he leads this league in turnovers. Yeah. So he's going to try anything at any moment. And every once in a while, he pulls off a slick pass.
But Skip.
He hit Cam Reddish late in the
Oh, you saw that? You saw that? You saw that?
Yeah, that was good. That was sweet. He can really pass the basketball.
Sure he can. He's averaging 9.
He's a better passer than Luka is. Overall better passer. But that's about all he's got.
But I told you,
the rest of it is just sideshow stuff.
Skip,
it's like Harlem Globetrotter stuff you can't win games with.
When he was in Oklahoma, I told you, I said, Skip, he can carve out a niche because not only is he he's leading the NCAA in scoring, he's leading them in assists. So even if his scoring goes down, I didn't expect his scoring to pick up. He was averaging 27 in college. He's getting 29. 29 and 9 and 6 foot tall.
The Hawks,
dancing on them.
The Hawks are 20-46. That's the second worst record in the Eastern Conference. You like that?
They go,
Can you sell that?
Skip.
Is that what you're going to sell to those Hawks fans?
They'll get better.
2 Chainz can keep coming back for that for 20-46.
Yep, they're going to keep coming back.
How about Offset? Will he just keep showing up?
Yep.
Oh, I can't believe it. He just shot one from the logo.
Yeah,
and we lost again.
Right? They're going to keep getting better. Skip, it's hard to get, superstars to come down to Atlanta. Atlanta, they ruin. You got too much going on out there. You know? Club Shay Shay on one side, you know what I'm saying?
Too much going on.
You got Strokers, Blue Flame, you got, the city, Magic City. I got the best brunch in town though.
Yeah?
Do you?
Yep.
You set up shop everywhere.
We got too much entertainment going on down there. And you know what I'm saying? But Trae, Skip, give them a year or two. They get another piece here or there. They're going to be the playoffs.
Already.
They're going to be the playoffs.
Yeah, but they got the wrong piece at point.
There you go. Don't do that.
I believe how hard you are on him.
Well, it's just it doesn't work. I see. I'm being objective about it.
True. It's
No,
very
I don't know.
I never like Sam Bradford, and I don't like Trae Young.
But most of the time, it's basketball players because you got the same kind of dislike for Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin?
Yeah. You talking about they should have took Steph Curry.
Well, they should have. Was I right? Was I right? Yes.
Were you right?
But Skip, do we know Steph Curry would have been that at the Clippers? A lot of times it's not, how you go, how high you go, it's where you go. He went to the perfect situation because he wasn't going to have Clay with him in Clippers.
I never liked Landry Jones either.
Oh, my
Just for the record.
Just for the record. I
tough
don't
injury.
What about Jason White?
Yeah, didn't like him at all. Told him on TV on Cold Pizza, I don't even think you'll get drafted. Didn't get drafted.
You are honest with your opinion.
You're a running back guy.
You just like Trae because you like to show us the shiver every time we do it. It's like, you love it. You love it.
No mercy.
All right, Lou Williams is usually praised for his scoring off the bench, but it's his defense that's coming under fire. And according to The Athletic, it's a problem the Lakers exploited, as well other teams, and that the Clippers should bench Williams over the final minutes of important games unless he's, quote, unconscious offensively. So, Shannon, is this a big deal or no big deal?
No, Lou Williams is a specialist. It's skipping with any specialist. If they're not doing what their specialty is, it causes a problem. Lou has always been a defensive liability, but he's such an asset on the offensive end that you're willing to live with that. Okay, he wasn't making shots, but you're not putting that guy on the bench in the closing minutes because you need him to make shots. He just didn't make shots. It happens. But to say now all of a sudden because they lost one game and they lost to the Lakers, you're going to put Lou Williams on the bench in the final minutes of a ball game. That's absurd.
I wanted to see Patrick Beverley on the floor, maybe even guarding LeBron occasionally down the stretch.
But Skip, he is a specialist.
Yep.
He became unplayable because he couldn't stop Avery Bradley.
Okay.
So you see? So what are you going to do?
So obviously, Lou Williams is averaging 19 and 6 assists. That's high, 6 assists. So he's got to score and score in bunches to offset the liability that he always has been on defense.
And
but
you can
usually
do that, Skip.
you just blank it out because you don't care because He's doing that? He
That's
made that shot?
Yeah, that's the same guy. Remember last year, the defensive liability that dropped 50 on, I think he dropped 50 on the Clippers.
He did.
Not the Clippers, but the Golden State.
Golden State, yeah.
He's the same guy.
And he's also the same guy who disappeared a couple of times down the stretch against Golden State in games at home. I thought
Right.
they had a chance to win.
Right.
And it was on him because he just came up empty.
Right.
Well, he can go cold.
Yes.
And he's had a 3-game slump that's kind of scary,
Little
actually.
worrisome.
He's 25% from 3 over the last 2
I'm not worried about Lou Will, and I'm not benching him in a close ball game
Yep.
because he's an asset. He's more of an asset, trust me, on the offensive end than he is a liability
That
on the
means you're
defensive
going
end.
to be worried about him for the right reason, which is the Lakers should be worried about him.
There it is. Got to get one more in before the end of the show. That is it for us. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports. One of one.